Yellow. Hello. Happy Thursday. I'm back with more David content. Okay, I've been watching a lot of like lives or videos on people talking about David. So now there's 3 I want to review. We're going to do 2 today. Hello. Welcome back, Friday Junior. I know, and it's Thirsty Thursday here at Mellyverse. So I do got my drink, grab a snack. We're getting into it. What are we going to be going? Oh, please make sure you hit the like button too. I always forget. Please hit the like button, subscribe. Shout out to all the replay viewers. Thank you for supporting me and my channel. We are going to go over a statement or a post that David's brother just posted late last night. I saw it at 2 in the morning, so I know it's everywhere now, but I saw it at 2 in the morning and I posted about it on X. We're going to read through that, and then I need to give a few disclaimers. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an investigator. I'm not a police officer. I'm not related to any of these people. I don't know any of these people. So everything is just my opinion, my commentary. We're just talking educational purposes, learning together. The topics of the videos, why am I dyslexic? Will be, so we're going to watch a lawyer who thinks that David's innocent. He is going to be on the channel that we watched when we did the Steve Fisher and Gideon interview. When we reviewed that, it's the same channel. So he has this lawyer named 𝗍𝗶𝗆 that believes David is innocent. So we're going to review a little bit of that interview. And then we're going to watch a psychic on YouTube. And I know it's a very controversial thing. So you have to be up for it and have an open mind if you're going to watch this live, I guess. If you're not into the psychic thing and all of that, then I don't know if you'll love it. But the reason why I wanted to play this video and review it, it's from Sloan Bella. I actually love her. So I definitely would link all the channels below, Gideon and Sloan. She did this this video on October 7th of 2025. So she did it a little bit over a month after Celeste's body was found in the front of David's Tesla. So there was nothing out yet. There was no proof of what was in the brief. There was really nothing out yet at all other than assumptions and opinions and, whatever is online. And she talks a lot of what she says is actually matching up. So we're going to review it. Because she did it a month after and not right now in present time, I kind of believe what she's saying because 1, I've been watching her for years. 2, it was only a month after. So there was nothing out yet really about other than she was found in her trunk and we all started to review and comment on the posts and music just like we're doing now. So it is a very interesting video. So we're going to review both of those today. So let's get started. We are going to start. Hello, Ausine. Hello, Sloan Bella is awesome. Yay. Okay. I'm glad you guys like her. I love her. Officer Investigator. Hi, Mal. It's good to see you. I think I saw that lawyer on, if it's the same one. Yeah, it might be. It's been everywhere because I don't know if he's doing it for clout, but he wants to be on David's defense team. So, whatever. I'm not a big fan. I don't know him though. I do actually want to review too. Let's get started. First, we'll go through did I save this? We'll go through the post that David's brother posted. I didn't, but I can look it up. I also want to review a video that goes over the psychology of David. I was going to do it in this live, but it would be too long. So we'll do it tomorrow. Okay, cool. Let's get started. Please make sure you guys hit the like button. Hi, Alicia. We've missed you. Where have you been? I'm a little behind on all this. I went to Idaho. Oh, okay. And my son. I said it instantly. Oh, wow, congratulations. Yeah, I've been wondering where you've been. Um, that lawyer is okay, you guys you've seen it, Mal? I'm a little annoyed with that guy. Hey, Hope, good to see you, love. Okay, I said hi to everyone. Oh, hello, Edith. Thank you, Babelet, for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Well, I think you were already a member, so thank you for renewing if you did. I appreciate that. It really does help the channel. Really, really it does. I haven't done the members live, but I will be doing it this week. And I think I want to do, we'll talk later about giveaways and stuff, but I think I want to go that route too. So we'll figure it out. Let's go to X to start with. This is my X page. I'm new on X. I'm not used to it very much, but it's pretty wild. So here's a post that his brother posted yesterday. Caleb is David's brother. And you know, I specifically too have been saying, like, I think both families should be held accountable. I don't know how I feel about this post because he claims that he didn't know Celeste and how old she was, and I just don't know if I believe that. So, but that's just my opinion. And I don't think that he should be bullied or harassed or whatever. So what happened is, why you may be a little confused if you hadn't heard of this, is because I'll show you. So David's brother has like a music career slash, I guess, like, I don't know if he streams. I'm not like on Twitch or though any of those streaming platforms. I just feel like, why would I go? I don't know. It's controversial. I feel like, why do I want to be on there? Especially now knowing that there's a bunch of kids on there. I'm just like, oh. But I guess it would help to, you know, boost numbers and stuff. Anyways, just me ranting. A Melly rant. Where's the post? I'm gonna share with you. Okay, so David's brother has like a music career too. And I guess he was like, you know, pushed back. Like, I guess he was the one who, I read this on a Reddit. I don't know if we'll go through the Reddit post today. If we don't, we'll go through them tomorrow. He, like, I heard and read allegedly that actually it was David's brother Caleb that like brought in anime and was like super into anime and all that stuff. So then David ends up becoming famous, and then this whole Celeste thing happens, and I guess he takes a break from making music. And so people now he's back, and he just dropped a song, and people are giving him a lot of crap for it. And he basically came out and addressed that and basically called TMZ liars. You know how I feel about TMZ. Okay. Until Harvey addresses why he was in the Epstein files, I don't want to hear it. I think his family had to know he was not, right? Yes, Alicia. I have been big on saying this. Hi, Angel Eyes. Hi, Lakeside. So here's this post about his music. David's brothers releases debut single after publicly condemning him for the murder of 14-year-old Celeste. Caleb Burke performing under the alias 𝗏𝗲𝗏𝗏. Debut single titled Imaginary Love and Sex. They were uploaded to Spotify and Apple Music on May 5th. So if that tickles your fancy, go look it up. I ain't playing it because I don't want no copyright. Respectfully. And I don't know that it would be my type of music. The artist reached 15,000 Spotify listeners as of this post. Caleb Burke performed as 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Why do they spell their names different? Sloan Bella touches on this, by the way. She believes that David, I don't know, like, I didn't know that his name spiritually meant something bad. But according to Sloan Bella, well, not bad, but it's like linked to numerology and all of that. So the 4 in his name, no bueno. I just thought it was dumb, but whatever. And he appears in the documentary. We saw that little documentary. And this is him. Yeah, I don't know. That's not my type of music. How do you guys feel? And this is a live where we're talking, we're being open-minded, we can give opinions. What the hell is this? I might make this members only too, so get a membership if you can. I'm 3 months now. Yay, Psycho. Oh, did I see that? Where is it? Where's your little thing? Thank you, Psycho. I appreciate and love you. So, how do you guys feel about this song? Be for real. I just don't know that that's my type of thing, you know? But good for him. But now he's saying, what is this even considered? Like disco pop slash emo? I think he sucks. Listen, if you're driving down the street in your car and you're playing this, we might have a problem. Okay, maybe like in the club? Question mark. I would be wondering what club that would be, but to each their own, you know, some might think he's really good, and I respect that. Moving on. Oh, okay, so that's the music. So then he posted this last night. It's like he made these songs, put them out, and then he's like, "Oh no, I'm getting shit for it." So he says, "I've been wanting to say something for a while, but I have to be careful about what I say, as this is an ongoing legal matter. I don't want to make this horrible situation about me. I want justice for Celeste and her family. I've seen people say that I knew what was going on and was protecting my brother. This is not true at all. I have not lived with my brother for years and was not very close to him." Question mark, question mark. Remember in the mini documentary we watched a few times, maybe the last live. Was it the last live? Yes. His brother is like, "We're so close. We have a close relationship." So which is it? Maybe you had one when you guys were still children and living together, and not so much when he moved out and became famous, quote unquote famous. But that was very interesting to me because he did say that in the David documentary. He said that they were close. But he says in this post, "Was not very close to him. We didn't speak often other than when our family was brought on tour or he was visiting home. I was around Celeste a few times when I was 15. I did not know her well and did not know her age." That I also have questions about. No, in the club, I would feel sick hearing that. That Ash is like, "Listen, this is not the song I'm requesting to the DJ." Celeste verse, yeah, question mark, question mark. Hi, Wavy Love. Yeah, question mark, question mark. Why is David a producer and songwriter on his music then? Junior says, "I call BS." Hope says, "Yada yada." Yep. I think I'm very glad that you guys agree because I'm like, I think you're just trying to save your ass because you have emo, disco. What kind of music would that be? Educate me, please. Only do the gifts help you in any way? I don't get what they are, but I sent a butterfly. Oh, I can't see that. Let me see if I can see it on the. What the hell, email? I can't see that. Honestly, I don't even know what they are. I know they help on TikTok. Why can't I see it? I'm upset. Listen, I'm gonna have to communicate with YouTube here. I'll have to reach out to my person and ask my little YouTube person and ask them if they can tell me why I don't see it and what they mean. I think they do help though. I think they're like maybe coin points that translate to money. Who knows? I should probably look that up. Thank you though. I appreciate you. AI created music. Not my type. Not my type. Okay, let me continue. I did not know her well and know her age. People have been posting a video showing me backstage with her at one of David's concert when I was 18, and I have been wanting to address it for a while. People even gone as far as to say that I was sneaking her backstage, which was not true. She was already at the show, and the video takes place after the show had already ended. In the video, we were sent to grab something from a fan that was in front of the stage, and we were walking back. Part two. News companies such as TMZ, Daily Mail, and others have started saying that I am taking advantage of the whole situation to promote my music and that I am just now launching my music career. That is not true at all. I have been releasing and posting music over the last 3 to 4 years and took over a half-year hiatus due to what happened. I changed my name online from 𝗶𝗶𝗆𝗆𝗆 to 𝗶𝗃𝗃𝗃, as I did not want to associate myself with any of this. I have not once mentioned the situation or my identity on the new accounts. TMZ even reported my age incorrectly, saying that I'm 20 when I just turned 18 in November. I had scheduled my first release under the new name before any of this became a headline again, and the song came out 2 days before the arrest. The project, the music, videos, and the songs was already in motion long before any news coverage around my brother surfaced. My intent has never been to use this to bring back attention to myself or my music. This is the whole reason why I started over from scratch. My decision to continue releasing music is not about using any of this for attention. Music is my life. And after stepping away for months because of everything that's happened, I want to build my own path. Hi, Kim. Good to see you, love. So what does that mean? Are you in support or not of your brother? Because you said pedos should die. So yeah, I think you need to clarify, Caleb. What do you mean here? And you want to distance yourself. So does that mean you don't have a relationship with your family? Because that would lead to more questions that I have about what your childhood was like and what David's was like. So he posted that last night. I posted that at 2 a.m. in the morning. Why was I up at 2 a.m.? Don't ask. I just couldn't sleep, actually. It's not a big deal. Let's continue. I'm going to share some posts on the X before we get into the first review of the video. Okay, I thought this was interesting. You know, I like to read the comments and stuff and be nosy. So I saw this. Someone official DVX says 2 other girls outside of Celeste were in that junkyard. I ain't gonna argue y'all down, but this management not off my trail just yet, just because y'all got David. Let me know in the chat and in the comments if you think others were involved in this crime against in this crime of celebrities against Celeste, because David's, famous or whatever. Sloan Bella in the video we're going to review also says that there's others involved, and that was a big deal to me. I was like, whoa. The next post I have is by Ray on X, and this also caught my attention because we've been talking about why she was able to travel and the whole passport thing. We've been down deep rabbit hole here, so I'm not like summarizing anything that I'm just basically most of us know and have been here through all of this. Really, Kim? Okay. So Kim says, yeah, I have practice in that. I'm a psychic medium and I haven't listened to Sloan Bella. This should be interesting. I don't like I'm very particular about that kind of stuff and who I watch. But I do find Sloan Bella legit. And she did this interview. I wrote the date down because I always forget. October What did I say earlier? I think I gave you guys the wrong date. It was, I think I said October 7th, but it's October 17th. So she did this like a month after Celeste was found in the trunk or frunk. Why do I feel like it's awkward to say that? And there was nothing out yet. And so it's very telling. And I have questions. So I do hope you like that part. Little Celeste in London. The age of legal consent in the UK is 16. In each UK nation, the age at which people can legally consent to sexual activity, also known as the age of consent, is 16 years old. I didn't know that. Is that true? That means David, his manager, Josh Marshall, Rob Morgenroth, the Zara brothers, Interscope. Where have we seen a lot of these names? Think, think, think. Diddy. Diddy comes up with a lot of these people too. If you know, you know. That's another rabbit hole for another live. Mercedes says, yes, I think other people are involved. Sam, I find it disrespectful to those who have passed to speak up to crime publicly. Oh, about true crime publicly. Otherwise, I would have my, yeah. Hers kind of freaked me out. I was like, how did she know that? I think they're more involved. He paid them a butt ton of money. Darkroom Records broke. Oh, so all of these people, Interscope, Darkroom Records, etc., broke the laws of the United Kingdom, which leads me to my question, because we've been watching it and we're going to watch it on a clip from Law and Crime. Could this go federal as well? And, I'm not a Fed, so I can't tell you like what's going to happen, but I think they could, because wiretapping can be done at state level. So there's that. But maybe the wiretapping kind of gives off Fed vibes, but also, yes, her traveling, and also the CSAM. Like, did that get distributed? We don't know yet. We don't know. So I'm wondering if the feds can jump in when their heart pleases to start charging David or whatnot. Okay, so that was interesting. I know we've seen this picture before, but it always bothers me. So I was gonna just show you guys and remind you that this was his merch for his concerts. Yeah. This was not long after Celeste's death, I think. He's just dark. And Sloan also says that. She says that his energy had been invaded. It's a good video. If it's CSAM, it's usually distributed. That's the nature of the beast, sadly. Yeah. So I'm wondering. The United Kingdom. Epstein. Yeah, Epstein. Weird props, weird merch, all across the board. Thank you, Angel Eyes. I appreciate you. That's very, very freaky. For Halloween, okay. But like, what if that is actually her blood on those shirts? Well, I believe the merch went down too. So I don't know. He takes a special kind of evil that most of us have never witnessed, but here we are. I know. That's not actual blood. It would be dark brown. Oh, still, yeah, I think it's freaky. Okay, let's see I think I have one more post before we get to the video. Oh, reports indicate that a new incinerator was found in the house that David was renting at the time that Celeste's body was discovered. Thank you, Lakeside, for being a member for 7 months. I appreciate you. Justice for Celeste. David is a monster. Absolutely. He's demonic. Appreciate you, Lakeside. Yeah. I didn't know what these looked like, actually, to be honest, until I saw. I saw the pictures from, like, back then, but I had to, like, relook it up, and I guess my question is, was he planning on getting her rid of her remains, and he just didn't get to it? Or I know that there's a law, I think, in LA, right? I don't know if you're allowed to have these. Are these illegal? Question mark, question mark. I should probably look that up. Reports indicate that a new incinerator was found in the house that David was renting in Hollywood at the time of Celeste Rivas' body was discovered. The incinerator was still in the house, which could reach up to temperatures of 1600 degrees. Let me look that up. Backyard and residential trash incinerators are illegal in Los Angeles. The city banned them in 1957. Damn. All backyard burners will be illegal as of October 1st when air pollution control I thought it was 50 when air pollution controls district ban on the residential incinerators. Okay, so they're not allowed from according to what um Google Man says. Thank you, Hope. I appreciate you for gifting a membership. Welcome Italian girl to members. That's really nice of you, Hope. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate you. You too, Edith, for renewing. Um, Hi, Chris. Assure the F don't want that merch. I know. There's no word in human language for the evil David is. I know. I agree. This is scary. Okay, let's see. What other post? We saw the one of him crying in the shower. I think we've read these lyrics before, but we'll review it really quick. According to the media reports, this is David crying during the song Afterlife in April of 2025, around the dates when it is suspected that Celeste's murder took place. The song is about a love that kills. Here's the chorus. I'm still by your side, and when I die, you're holding the knife. I'll love you from the afterlife, which is the song Afterlife. Celeste was reported missing around 2024, but she would return and escape from home again. It wasn't until April 2025 that they stopped hearing from her. I guess this is when. I guess he's crying. Okay. This is a little much for me because this was after he allegedly killed her. What is this? I can see him ordering all that paraphernalia. I think they do have it on they, like others are involved. I think it is on video, her killing. That's a feeling that I have. And her being abused because it was abuse. It was rape. She was 11 years old. Oh, really? Who's been visiting him? I'm curious. I'll have to see that. So here he is crying. Wow. You can see visitor logs. You can if you do a FOIA. I'm sure people are probably already doing that. Well, I don't know about with this case though, because it is ongoing and all that, so I don't know. Okay, I have this post. She looked full of life. Now she's gone, and the silence hurts louder than words. This was by ZGT. Justice must not be ignored. Oh, this is we already seen this, the video of her, all the pictures of her. But I'll play it again because I love looking at these. She's just Oh, Italian girl. Yeah, it was welcome to members. It was Hope that gifted it. So thank you for being here. Thanks to Hope. I have such disdain and hate lately. This is so horrific. Oh, I can't stand D4VD. Look at her. That's sad. How sad, man. Every time I see these, I want to like cry. Look at her. RAP Celeste. So sad. The only comfort is that she's no longer well, remember Steve Fisher said that or not Steve Fisher, Joe Scott Morgan, the pathologist, said that I love him, by the way. He said that she suffered and went through a lot of pain. Sloan Bella says the same thing in the video we're about to watch. And it's like, ugh, the thought of that just kills me. Yeah, justice for Celeste. I know. Okay. Oh, my bad. Um, let me see. I think that's all I had for the post. The brother. Celeste. Oh, this Steve Fisher post is the last one I have. He posted this in April or February 11th. He says on December 31st, 2024, around 10 p.m., several people were at David's house. Although Celeste is not clearly visible in any of the photos from that evening, we believe she was present. The iPhone she had previously been pictured with appears to match the phone and case seen on the table, along with a Hello Kitty mug. Another photo, which appears to have been taken by David, shows that there are likely Celeste fingers on a bottle. The phone that is likely Celeste appears to be on the Wi-Fi settings screen and connected to the Wi-Fi network. Even though iPhones use a private Wi-Fi address feature, the address remains fixed for a specific network, meaning it stays the same each time that device reconnects to that router. Hopefully, law enforcement investigators have reviewed the router logs to determine exactly when Celeste's phone and everyone else's phones were connected to the home's Wi Fi network and compared that information against the statement each person provided about when they were at the house and who else was there, including Celeste, which is like very true. For example, if individuals in this photo, including these photos and many others, claimed they did not see Celeste or were not at the house, yet the router logs show their phone was connected to the Wi Fi, that would raise serious questions. We cannot forget about Celeste or the justice she deserves. It has now been more than 5 months because this was in February when he posted this, and no charges have been filed. Well, that was back then. But the reason why I wanted to go through these was because of the pictures. They think Steve Fisher believes Celeste was present here. No, he was denied bail. No, he doesn't get any. I don't totally trust SF. A lot of people feel that way. Um, Sloan, I've been watching her lately, and I find she's pretty accurate in most of her readings. I think she was really accurate in this one, Starstruck. But there's Neo. Most likely, Celeste is taking this photo, and this is her phone on the table. So there's Neo. David taking photo. They think Steve Fisher believes this is Celeste over here. And then here's the Hello Kitty bowl. There is a bottle of alcohol there. There's what they believe is Celeste's phone, or one of them. And there's her with the phone. So I thought that was really interesting. Okay, we're gonna start with the review of, let's do Sloan Bella. Let's do her review first. I was gonna do Gideon, but we can do that second. Okay, here we go. So like I said, this was back, Sloan did this reading back on October 17, 2025. So like a little over a month after Celeste was found. So remember, no briefing, no preliminary hearing, no charges, nothing of the Neo hadn't even been arrested, like nothing, we didn't know anything. They have been bragging about their visits on Instagram. A trans man has been visiting. No way. That's crazy. But he has his own tablet and he's been getting visitors. That's crazy. And the name of this reading, and that it made me even more like, whoa, it's called Stealing of Consciousness. So I am going to do commentary and we're going to talk about this as the live goes on. But you can always go to her channel and watch her and support her and watch her other stuff too.
Who would have
please make sure you guys hit the like button. So I'm going to start it at 6 minutes in. She talks about their signs and stuff, but then she starts talking about like the crime.
Turned 15 the day before her body was found. Now, that's interesting because I can see her right there when they're finding her body. She was aware of what happened. She was cognizant.
She was aware of what happened and she was cognizant. I rewinded it.
It could very well be that, and he could have a Virgo rising teetering on like Libra through the first house with his Aries stellium in the 7th, activating it. Or he literally could be Aquarius rising with transiting Pluto.
I probably wouldn't have reviewed. Well, maybe I would have if I found that a lot of what she said was accurate. But the fact that it was 1 month after she got found and there was nothing out yet from police, law enforcement, nothing of the sort. So she had to have, been right about stuff.
Hitting him where he doesn't want to be hit. He has Mars in Aquarius. So if he had Mars in Aquarius on the ascendant, and this is all speculation, but if he had it there, it would also make him aggressive, but disconnected aggressive. And the way he talks like that in my mind. That's how it is. But getting back to Celeste. So we have Celeste, who would have turned 15 the day before her body was found. Now, that's interesting because
she does say her name wrong at some point, her last name, and like people were giving her shit for it. And I'm like, chill out, dude. She's not like, she hadn't been following it and she hadn't been, she just did a psychic reading.
Because I can see her right there when they're finding her body. She was aware of what happened. She was cognizant. She understood what has happened to her. She can see. She can see and she knows. She was waiting for them to find her. She was almost, I don't know if in real life she had a habit of biting her nails, but she's biting her nails for this because she was waiting for them to find her. She wanted them to find her. That's what she really wanted. She had been moving around a lot in the Tesla. She'd been on one side of the street, the other side of the street, all around the house that David's manager rented for David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, but he spells it again, D4 ending cycles VD.
So the 4 represents in numerology, like the ending of cycles or whatnot. So I thought this was very interesting when she brings up the whole name thing.
Anyhow, so I'd have to look up the numerology of all those letters, which I should have before I started the video, but there's a reason he's picked to spell his name like that. So when we're looking at it, his manager,
there's some now, okay, there's so many rabbit holes here. Work with me because we're going to cover this as well, but some say it's even cult related if you're familiar with something of that sort.
rented the home, and what do we call a manager but a handler? They're there to keep their person financially solvent. They don't really care. They're just there to make sure that the person is making money. And suddenly this young kid who's 20 is making a shit ton of money, where he can pay $20,000 a month for where he lives, which is a lot when you don't own it, right? But apparently the Tesla was moving into different spots around the neighborhood, and the neighbors said they did smell something. Please, people, when you smell something, call the police.
Facts. When you smell something like a dead human or animal, call the police. Why did anybody else that had been to David's house or car call the police?
Thought it was an animal, and that can smell bad enough. That's true. But the smell of either a dead animal or dead person is so strong that you absolutely want to make sure that you call the police to check that it isn't actually a person. So having said that, when the tickets were not collected or paid and the car got towed after so many days, it ended up in the tow yard, and they're the ones that called the police. And poor little Celeste was, had been dead a while in the front of the car. She'd been cut up and she'd been placed there. So who did that? People are saying, well, you know, you can't prove murder. Well, what you can prove is hiding a body in a car and cutting it up, also a crime. You know, harming a body after it's been passed, after they've passed away. I mean, desecrating a body. Okay, that's one charge. And just because David puts his money, his property into his parents' name does not mean it's not going to come out when he gets sued, hopefully by Celeste's family in a civil matter, because he's hiding it because they found the body. So that's a reaction to an action, and you can't actually hide assets when they're coming after you, and they will be coming after him. But he's not the only one. So let's back it up a bit.
And they will be coming after him. Remember, it's only been a month after she's been found. So yeah, David was questioned and a suspect, et cetera, but he hadn't been charged or anything yet at this time. So when you think, again, she did this reading when nothing was even out yet, other than she had been found dismembered in the front of the Tesla.
So when I'm picking up on Celeste's energy, I really get this young, sweet girl. She's tough. She has to be tough. Part of her appearance makes me think she's Cancer rising also, but she's tough. She's a tough kid. She explains energetically, I'm speaking, that she was a scapegoat in her family. So
a scapegoat in her family. Remember, we've all had our theories and opinions on why the hell was she a runaway? Why was she missing? Why was she allowed to date older men? Why was Celeste forced to grow up faster than most children? And I'm not like saying, oh, you know, I've said it before that I think both families should be held accountable, which I do still stand by, but I am trying to be like understanding and empathetic of like, okay, we don't know the home life and teenagers are rebels, et cetera, but also like, you report your daughter missing, but she's not really missing, and you know she's with this older man. Like, I think there's a problem with that.
Things were thrown at her and tossed at her that were not really her. She was blamed for things. The mother was competitive with her. That's a weird thing to say. The mother was combative with her because she was either envious or undercurrent secretly jealous of her daughter or the youth, or the way that her daughter was willfully her own person, because she was willfully her own person.
The dynamic between the mom, that freaks me out too, because like I have a very close relationship with my mother, so we talk to each other every day, which I guess that wasn't the case for Celeste, right? And that's what's fucked up here. She was just a kid and she didn't have anyone. But like you would think like you want to protect her, and why is she involved? And there's rumors that Celeste was abused like prior to, and so not that it's the parents' fault or the mom's fault, but it's like, hello, was anyone taking care of her, of Celeste?
She was difficult and she did run away long before she ran away. So I'm thinking
she ran away long before she ran away.
Around age 7, 8. Obviously, she's not going to.
Celeste ran away, according to Sloan Bella, around 7 or 8 for the first time.
Her own person. She was difficult and she did run away long before she ran away. So I'm thinking around age 7, 8. Obviously, she's not going to get far. Thank God she didn't, and nothing happened to her then. But it was in her thinking to always run away. Like, this is what she was going to do. She had it in her head and it's what she was going to do. She
had it in her head and it's what she was going to do. Remember, she had been running away. We don't even know, to be honest. We don't know the truth yet. We just know she was reported missing and she went back home and kept going back home, kept leaving. A scapegoat is most likely a sacrificial lamb, metaphorically. Cree says, I can't imagine competing with my girl. I want her to be better than me in every way, and I help her with that. Well, you're a good mom. I also read that she has a boyfriend before David. Yes, his name is Gus, and he was older, and he allegedly was hooking up with Celeste, but in my eyes, it would be Grape. I wonder if he thinks he's 4 different people.
does kind of sound like also a Cancer rising, but I see the Sag at the.
Like, do you see what I'm saying about Sloan? I'm like, whoa.
But it was in her thinking to always run away. Like, this is what she was going to do. She had it in her head and it's what she was going to do. She really does kind of sound like also a Cancer rising, but I see the Sag at the same time. So I see both of those elements in her energy. I see her wanting a family a lot, and I see her being very much, this is going to sound weird because she's rebellious as shit, but I see people pleasing in the energy, and that is probably what her biggest issue was.
Celeste just wanted a family. And that's where groomers swipe in real easily because they know that kid, like on Roblox and stuff, it's a whole thing. Like, well, we're gonna do a live on that I've been working on, like Roblox and Fortnite and the predators on there, because there's a lot. And they look for children that are vulnerable, right? And was it Joe Scott Morgan? Maybe it was somebody else that I was watching that has like a profession in psychology or like law. I can't remember who it was, but they said, like, you know, that's one of the tactics of groomers. And I'm like, okay, I have to keep reminding myself of that, you know. I guess we as a collective should, because they groom the family as well, is what the person, was it Joe Scott Morgan? He was somebody on Nancy Grace or something. I don't know. It was on one of those shows that they said, you know, groomers look for the families to groom as well. So Celeste's family could have been groomed with money and et cetera, too.
Is wanting to know that her family cared about her. Now, as I'm feeling the energy and the hand, it's the right hand, and she's like, you promised. When I'm seeing that, I'm feeling like she was introduced to the singer probably around the age of 11 and a half. Like, seriously, before she got a period, before she was even like in teenagehood.
So remember, this is a month after Celeste was found. We didn't know about what was in the briefing that just dropped a couple of weeks ago, that they had been having sex, the text messages, the pregnancy, abortion. We didn't know any of that at this time. But Sloan knew that it was around 11 years old. Maybe around this time it had been assumed, but still.
What the hell are you doing talking to a kid who's 11 and a half? What the hell are you doing? That's a huge problem in our society. And a lot of these entertainers get away with it because they're special, because they make money. And that really should not be a thing. And people clamor to that because they feel if they're around it, they can also get there. Understandable, but not good for your kids. She also energetically makes me feel like somebody in her family, younger female, not the mother, somebody in the family introduced her to David.
This, I'm interested to see if anything comes out of that when this goes to trial or whatnot. Someone introduced her to David is what Sloan says.
By way of another third party friend. she also goes way back into her early childhood and says, that people didn't really watch over her, and there was somebody's brother who was inappropriate with her.
Somebody's brother who was inappropriate with her. There is rumor or alleged theory that Celeste was abused at some point, and she was dating an older guy named Gus. I don't know if that was like willingly. I haven't really looked into much of Gus, but we did read some of the text messages on a live a couple lives ago.
So she comes from a background of already not being listened to or being blamed, scapegoated for what other people in the neighborhood, family, this kind of thing did to her. That's beyond typical, actually. But this little girl, that's what she went through. So she built a tough exterior, and she always wanted to protect her family. She really didn't belong anywhere else in her own mind, but she also was looking for something to take over that part of her life.
We do know that Celeste's cousin also knew of David and stuff, Esmeralda. You're right, Santonio. She should be specific instead of saying inappropriate. No, he was much older. Gus was, right? Celeste wanted love in a close family. I know. On Fortnite, yeah, but I'm wondering if like maybe someone got her on Fortnite or brought her into that game, that section. Of Fortnite. I don't know what that's like, but
family. So if I go to a boyfriend, he's going to take care of me. Eventually we'll get married. I mean, something along those lines is how she's thinking. And as she's thinking like this, she's getting herself deeper and deeper into circumstances. And not only with him, there's other boys around there that are older. She's now a magnet for older people,
Exactly who. I'm so glad you said this, Mal. Jen Soto. I was going to say magnet for older people. Who does that remind you of? Maddie Soto. She was a magnet for her predator, Step, whatever the hell he was, that thing. He's like a pebble. Like, ugh, Stephen Stearns, please get the fuck off Earth. Like, do us all a favor. Just go. Like, I find Stephen Stearns repulsive, and I'm so mad and sad for Maddie Soto. Like, now I'm going on another rant. Anyways, but it reminds me of Maddie Soto to some extent here, that she didn't have the love and care that she wanted and deserved and needed to excel and grow as a child. Because those are the years, childhood does affect who we become later down the road.
Boys, even if it's 5 years older, I'm sorry, when you're 12 and 17, that's wrong. But she's kind of a magnet. So I go back to thinking about the chart, and I'm like, what does that mean? Well, if you put her at a triple Virgo, it's going to put Pluto on the 5th house cusp and her north node, right? But usually when we're talking age difference, like sex with older people, it's abuse. But when you see people with huge age gaps, you will find Capricorn in the 5th house, love affairs with older Capricornian people, Saturn in the 8th, Saturn in the 12th. They can also be contingent of abusive things. Those are just some of the things. I mean, there's too many to name, but my mind just went all around and I still can't figure out the rising sign. But there were other older kids, boys, that were also very much in keeping with Celeste and trying to get with her and trying to connect with her. It's something that happens in a traumatized child out of a family where there's both either avoidance, neglect, Rosie.
I like what she's saying right here is blowing me out of, it's like, I'm freaking out. I'm rewinding it. Do you hear what she's saying? Like, it does explain what we assume was Celeste's childhood and why she kept being a runaway.
Where there's both either avoidance, neglect, rosy colored glasses on. We don't want to see the truth. We don't want to talk about it. It's her fault. So there's no help and there's no therapy given to the child. They're going to keep recreating that. And eventually they'll marry it and it'll continue on. It's a thing. It happens both male and female, both way, female, male, male, female. It's a thing. So she desperately needed her family, and her family did love her. But I do see that she was outed by somebody in her family, female. This could be a female cousin or female sibling. It feels like that kind of energy. So there's a feeling of like, I did what they wanted me to do. I did what they wanted me to do. It's not that she even wanted to be a singer herself. She was more looking for security and enjoyed what was going on around it and thought that she was on equal footing. So
she was looking for security, and who was going to offer that and who was willing to offer that. Drum roll, please. David Anthony Burke, the Predator, on Fortnite in Discord.
Now I flip over to David, letter D4VD. I still can't get over how that sounds. So I go to him, and again, he's a March 28th of 2005, Aries Sun, Scorpio Moon, deadly combination. And then the presence of the softness behind him is yet another layer that is very Michael Jackson-ish when you think about it in a little bit of a way.
A layer? You mean like an alter ego type of thing?
There's the internal self and the presented mask that we wear. And I'm saying this for a reason. I'm actually saying it for a reason.
Yeah.
So when I looked at his energy and I go back in time to when he's playing the video games and his mom is suggesting that
the mask, the energy, like we've been covering it, you guys, in every live that I've been doing the last 2 weeks. We're reviewing his music, the lyrics, the photos, the old Discord post, the anime, the familial issues with David. She's right on. Celeste was abused and essayed from an early age and maybe even felt safe or more secure with older guys, especially if she wasn't getting, like what she needed at home. I mean, that girl really looked her age in the face. David is sick man. And I just want to say too, I said it in the last live, but like in different cultures too, like what Sloan said is absolutely true. And when I realized this, like in middle school or high school, it really changed my life forever, because I do come from Latin family, and it is very much like that. It is very much like rosy colored glasses on, like old school parents. Like even when I started smoking weed in middle school, like my parents were like, what, they didn't want to accept it. They didn't know what it was. They'd never smoked weed. But they chose to wear rosy colored glasses. Not that I'm saying that they're bad parents, because they're not. They're amazing. I love them. I'd give my life for them any second in time. But it is a very culture thing. And I love that Sloan hits on that, because it goes with many different cultures and beliefs and morals and religions.
So when I looked at his energy and I go back in time to when he's playing the video games and his mom is suggesting that he write his own music so that he avoids legal consequences, etc., on YouTube, copyright on down the road. So he does this. That's wonderful. That's a smart move. But the energy that I see behind David when he's doing the video games, obviously I see his eyes darting like this, and then I see his brain chemistry opening in kind of a linear way and causing a kind of openness, like an open door policy to thoughts being put into it. I'm not sure if these are coming from the video game or something in the video game is making it happen.
She's bringing up video game. Like, this is a month after Celeste was found. Like, she's literally speaking on what we're seeing now. And I say the weed thing because that was like back in the day, it was illegal. It was still a big deal. Now it's like whatever. I mean, on the block smokes. But I'm just saying, like, back then, now it's like whatever, like I said. But when I was younger, it was like a big deal. But like everyone was smoking it, But my parents were used to that. Thank you, Cat's here. None of the other channels I watch take this angle. Yeah, I know it's controversial because it's like a psychic, but I really like what she said here.
Thoughts coming in that aren't his, and frequently a lot of these thoughts. So as he continues to play the video game, the brain frequency and the texture of the electricity through the brain, okay, changes. And that texture allows for other thought forms. This is the way I'm seeing it.
Think about it. Isolation, the anime, brutal, being desensitized. Like Sloan is speaking on what David is involved with video games and the anime and all of the above. I'm going to rewind it without interrupting.
Frequency and the texture of the electricity through the brain, okay, changes. And that texture allows for other thought forms. This is the way I'm seeing it. Other basically molecules to attach to his thinking pattern. And
was it the video game or was it some demonic, satanic, cultish type of thing?
Redirect the way that he thinks. So again, which came first? I play the video games, and this kind of like an exercise opens my brain up in a particular way, or I open my brain up in a certain way through the video games, which allows external information to come. I'm seeing that combination. I'm really seeing that combination. So there's a lot of that goes into the way that he changes and shifts. So from about the age of 16, 17, his brain takes a look over this way, and we're not dealing with the same person.
You guys, 16, 17, he was started dating, which is not dating, it's raping Celeste at when he was 18 and she was 11. Like Sloan, chef's kiss. This part, I'm like, okay, that is freaky. That is actually spot on.
And we're not dealing with the same person. We're not.
He becomes a very dark person. And remember in the last live, I said his eyes changed from that mini documentary with his family to now.
Combination. So there's a lot of that goes into the way that he changes and shifts. So from about the age of 16, 17, his brain takes a look over this way, and we're not dealing with the same person. We're not dealing with the same frequency. We're not dealing with the same thoughts. We're not dealing with the same goals, ideations, dreams. It's changed. So this has changed, and suddenly he has changed, okay? So it's like I'm looking this way, and suddenly I go over here, and this different expression of this person. So he starts to want to express himself differently. Basically, it's a personality change.
A personality change, aka the alter ego, 𝗍𝗏𝗵. Are we catching on here? It's like an entity entered without him. Yes, but it's energetic. That's huge. Like that part that Sloan said, I'm like, holy shit.
Expression of this person. So he starts to want to express himself differently. Basically, it's a personality change. It was slow in happening, and he is in some senses unaware that it's happening at the time because it shuts off one part of his brain and activates another. Almost like people who are in like a catatonic state and they don't remember what happened, and they wake up and they're like, where am I? And what are you talking about? Almost like that. There's this feeling of like, this is so different. And now I think like this, I don't know who he is, but I'm not him anymore. And this is how
I don't know who he is, but I'm not him anymore. Alter ego. Is she not? Or possessed, which he could have been possessed by 𝗍𝗏𝗵. Like, we don't know what David was doing. Like, we don't. It's not a mental disease. David has an energetic negative soul. I agree, Kim, 1000%. I think that David was into that stuff.
Happening around the age of 16, 17 for him. He's changing the direction of his frequency.
Changing the direction of his frequency around 16, 17, and he started dating Celeste at 11. As far as we know, who knows? He could have been in a different username. It could have started even before then. We don't know.
Frequency in his brain. It's actually changing. And I'm going to say this, the brain chemistry was hijacked by an outside thought pattern or form or entity or whatever you want to call it. could be either or and all. And it's
Entity.
or and all. And it's directing
Hold on,
him.
I'm rewinding it for a little bit.
It's actually changing. And I'm going to say this, the brain chemistry was hijacked by an outside thought pattern or form or entity or whatever you want to call it. Could be either or and all. And it's directing him ever so slowly, bending the frequency internally, not the external. But I bet you if you look at pictures of him from before that, some say 14, and then at 17, I bet, well, besides growing, but I bet you the look in his eyes is different.
I'm screaming. Remember when I said compare in the last live the documentary with his family to how he looked when he was making like romantic homicide or whatever? I literally said there's something in his eyes that changed the look. It wasn't just maturing, it wasn't growing. He changed. He did. You can tell it in the pictures and in the videos and in his work.
See, internally, not the external. But I bet you if you look at pictures of him from before that, some say 14, and then at 17, I bet, well, besides growing, but I bet you the look in his eyes is different. He's bending frequency, but this is going on a cellular level, inside the brain chemistry level, and it's something that he's doing, and it's very like different than I felt.
Something that he's doing? Like what? Like practicing rituals? You mean?
And consumed and asked to go over here and to be that way. Suddenly, and this is just how I pick up on his energy, he's alive, he's here, but suddenly when he looks at his music or he hears his music or people ask him about his music, he's like, wow, like who knew? Like he's actually kind of stunned that he did that. Like, I didn't know I could do that. So he himself doesn't have full recognition of like being able to create these things, but yet knows he create them and he's quite proud of himself.
Is that not what he says in all the interviews we've been reviewing? He's like, oh, I went into the closet in my sister's closet with my recorder in what is it? Band lab or whatever, whatever he's doing the music on. Band lab or something. And he's like, I didn't think it would be a big deal. Like we've heard that in almost every interview. The one he did with Zach Zhang, the universe interview, the documentary, like he has said that too in almost every interview.
That to me sounds like there's a slight bit of energy field interference by an entity hooking into his frequency. I really feel that with him. So it's very slow. It's not the same thing as possession like The Exorcist. These are different things. You can become possessed. And if you watch some musicians, you can see when the possession comes into them. You can see when it comes into them. You can watch their eyes. They start to roll back in their head. You can really see it with a musician. You can see it with the tone and the frequency and the pitch. And you can see their eyes flutter and the way that they look. And then they come back into their body. If you start watching old performances. I watch Prince do it a lot, but watch. You'll see.
What have we been doing? We have been watching older stuff and he is creepy.
Things like that happen. You'll see musicians do it and some don't allow that. Now, there are practices and there are rituals in which you can invite something into your energy field. There are even mediums that channel. Like if you look at ones that channel entities or aliens or groups of aliens, they're actually inviting them literally into the physical and the frequency, which means, and this is what I think happened to David, which means when you allow somebody into your house, your body, your frequency, okay, you are pushed to the side while that energy takes over control of your physical body. So it's not something I'm going to do for any reason on purpose. Trance channels do it. That's something that you can do. Like it's a natural occurrence. Like when you're younger and you don't know what you're doing, they will do that to you and you have to actually set a boundary. A lot of entertainers invoke and allow it into them.
Are you guys screaming? If you know, you know. Like I don't have any words. If you know, you know. Whether You practice it, you know it, you're familiar with it. Family, Epstein files. What have we heard about all of these celebrities? In the last year, people are just now finally catching on to how demonic the whole industry is. No, that's been a thing for a long time, long before Diddy and Aaliyah and the Britney Spears of the world. Long before then. She mentions Prince. You have to sell your soul to be famous in the industry. You really do. Even for Cassie and Diddy situation, her body. It is a thing in the industry. It is. It absolutely is. Whether you believe in psychics and all of that, that's a whole different thing, right? Even with Bal in the Epstein files, that's a very spiritual thing. You know about that.
Allow it into them in order to increase what they're doing or have help.
I love Sloan Bella in this. I think she does phenomenal in this one.
Help writing or communicating with what they're doing. Okay. You can watch it. Go watch. Like, go look at certain entertainers, watch it when they start really going and watch their faces. You'll see it. You'll see the flash when it changes. This is what I think happened to David, but it's for a different reason. It's coming through the frequency of the video game, and they are using David to create the story. That's
what I'm screaming. She doesn't know anything yet. We don't know he's obsessed with all of these things. We don't know he's been charged. You have to think the reason why they say money is the root of all evil. Being rich doesn't mean you're evil. It's the energy in which you achieve. Yep. Prince said that. Exactly, Patricia. So long ago, there was a thing called a casting couch for real. Yes, Aliza. Do you guys remember Danity Kane too? Like, I don't know why I've thought of them as this whole David stuff is coming out. Like the Danity Kanes of the world and the Diddies of the world.
David to create the story. That's how I'm picking it up. They're using David to create the story. I just heard something over there. And so his actions from when that happened, like age 17, 18, 16 onward, he's creating the story for them so that they live through him and he has to do in order for them to live. That's how I see the energy.
So his alter ego, he started grooming Celeste at that age.
Now, when I go back to what happened to Celeste, the first thing is I see a young girl who still hugs her animals. And this is interesting. I don't know if she's signaling me this or she really had this stuffed animal. Some people do, some kids do.
Listen.
But she's showing me a white rabbit that she...
A white rabbit? Who is that? Who is it? I know you guys know. Hello Kitty. You guys, Celeste was obsessed with Hello Kitty. I was obsessed with Hello Kitty too for my whole life. I still am, actually. I have a huge Hello Kitty shrine. But anyways, besides the fact, she loves Hello Kitty.
A white rabbit that she carries with her. And I'm just going to say this straight out. We know what the white rabbit stands for. So it can be two meanings. It can be the rabbit up and died pregnancy, but the police are saying she...
What? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you. I know you guys are going to hate me, but like, hello? She didn't know. We didn't know yet. We just got the briefing. Like, what was it? What was it when we read the autopsy? It was like one week after the other. Are you screaming? I am screaming.
We know what the white rabbit stands for. So it can be two meanings. It can be the rabbit up and died pregnancy, but the police are saying she hasn't been pregnant for a year, but they don't know why she died. If you can tell she hasn't been pregnant for a year, then you can tell if she was drugged when she died. Just saying.
They can't tell because she was so decomposed, but they know throughout the evidence of the 40 terabytes. Sloan Bella called it out 6 months before we even had the documents. And Steve Fisher was opening his mouth more.
If you can tell she hasn't been pregnant for a year, then you can tell if she was drugged when she died.
And she was drugged. She had benzodiazepines and MDMA in her system, which I think was a tool for David to take her out. get her high.
Died pregnancy, but the police are saying she hasn't been pregnant for a year, but they don't know why she died. If you can tell she hasn't been pregnant for a year, then you can tell if she was drugged when she died. Just saying. I mean, those tests should come back immediately, especially in a high profile case, right? Or the rabbit is chrome, and you know what I'm talking. Put adreno in front of it. You know what I'm talking about.
She's referring to Epstein, trafficking, child abuse, sex trafficking. See Sam, child sex trafficking. YouTube will hate me after this video, but.
So the rabbit in its molecular structure signifies that. Now, here's the only time I've heard of a teenage girl in real life showing up with a stuffed rabbit, because I have heard this before, and it's due to them being trafficked, usually by a boyfriend who is.
I'm done. I'm done. Go to Sloan Bella and tell her that's it. You took out Melly. You did. Because this is crazy. This is crazy. She had stuffed animals. She had all kinds of Hello Kitty paraphernalia.
Stuffed rabbit, because I have heard this before, and it's due to them being trafficked, usually by a boyfriend who is really a pimp, because how else do you get a young girl to want to spread her legs or do?
This is like very Diddy vibes. Was David grooming Celeste like Diddy groomed 𝗏𝗏𝗆cie? People can talk shit up and down on 𝗏𝗏𝗆cie all they want, but listen, she was young when she started with Diddy. 16 is still a kid, actually, until you're 18, at least in California. I don't know what the legal age is everywhere, but I assume it's 18 everywhere.
Do you get a young girl to want to spread her legs or do whatever?
Trafficked by a boyfriend. I know it's different in different countries, but as far as I'm concerned.
By a boyfriend who is really a pimp, because how else do you get a young girl to want to spread her legs or do whatever for multiple people? First of all, you have to love her. You have to do what her father or family couldn't do for her and convince her that you're a boyfriend. And then because she's young and naive and looking for love, she's going to do what she's going to do for you when you explain the problem you have. That's the first thing. Carrying the rabbit is also a sign when being delivered from one to another that she's.
I can't even process that she is on this 1 month after Celeste's body is found. I'm rewinding that part.
Father or family couldn't do for her and convince her that you're a boyfriend. And then because she's young and naive and looking for love, she's going to do what she's going to do for you when you explain the problem you have. That's the first thing. Carrying the rabbit is also a sign when being delivered from one to another that she's been trafficked. So
did someone else on David's team abuse Celeste? I wonder. Was there some type of love triangle? Maybe I'm going deep down the rabbit hole. Call me out. Let me know. Ellie, you lost your shit. Respectfully. I can't believe Diddy will be getting out in 2020 year. 2020 year. I was trying to read it and answer you at the same time. I can't believe Diddy will be getting out probably this year. 2028 is what I meant. I really think Celeste wanted a baby and a family. Sounds like David probably kept telling her that.
Looking for love, she's going to do what she's going to do for you when you explain the problem you have. That's the first thing. Carrying the rabbit is also a sign when being delivered from one to another that she's been trafficked. So it's kind of interesting. I feel like somebody set her up with David the singer to begin with. That's what I feel. Okay. But I am seeing the image of her with a stuffed, not a real rabbit, but a stuffed white rabbit. I don't.
Hello Kitty. Who set her up with David? Who was it on Fortnite? Was it her cousin? Was it someone? Maybe his brother, Neo and David? Maybe a friend that she knew from the gaming online world.
I don't know the significance of it. Then I see on the day that she passes, and keep this in mind. Okay. She shows me the energy of leaving her body, and it was kind of like a corkscrew like that, and she was out. I don't think she was dead. I think something happened and she lost consciousness.
They gave her benzos and MDMA. Is that why she lost consciousness? Like Sloan Bella is literally saying some things that we read in that 9-page briefing. There's a lot of weird energy between David and Neo. Did he offer her to others in the industry? I think so. I think so. The Hello Kitty, the rabbit part is all I need to know. Like, that is just a whole nother thing.
She shows me the energy of leaving her body, and it was kind of like a corkscrew like that, and she was out. I don't think she was dead. I think something happened and she lost consciousness. I'm falling forward and I bash my head in, and then I can't hear. My ears are ringing.
Her ears are ringing. This part made me wonder if when David killed her, stabbed her in the liver, if there was music playing in the background or when she got dismembered. I wonder if there was music playing in the background because she mentions her ears hurting or her falling to the ground. Sloan is not very far off, you guys. Not very far off.
And it was kind of like a corkscrew like that, and she was out. I don't think she was dead. I think something happened and she lost consciousness. I'm falling forward and I bash my head in, and then I can't hear. My ears are ringing and I can't hear anything. She may have fallen, tripped, or fallen or gone unconscious due to something she ingested and fallen forward and hit her head. But before that, because I hear the ears are ringing, like my ears hurt. Like I smashed my head and I'm like, oh my God, my ears. So the pressure in that area is a lot. Like it's a fucking lot. Yeah. Okay. So here's what happened to her from the perspective that I picked up on it energetically. And she wants to keep pointing.
I need to pause that because listen, we don't know where he killed her and where he dismembered her. Remember that part. We just know that he did that, right? 𝗍𝗏, as of recently, depending on how you feel about 𝗍𝗏 or not, he says that the crime and the dismembering didn't happen at the house, that it could have happened when he drove to Santa Barbara the 3 times that he drove. Because remember, he drove on the night of the 23rd when Celeste was stabbed. He drove also on May 8th, after she was dismembered, and then again on May 31st. Could maybe her dismemberment have taken place elsewhere? Because a lot of us are like, where's the blood? They found some in the garage, but that could have just been from her body lying there. It could have been from maybe something seeping through the body bag or the bags where the plastic garbage bags where her remains were in the frunk of the Tesla. Like, we don't know. We really don't. And Sloan Bella saying that she could have fallen or hit her head. I'm wondering, like, was she maybe dismembered somewhere else and she was walking in the wilderness and fell? Did maybe David hit her in the head and they just couldn't read that in the autopsy because she was so dismembered and she had gone through decomp like bad, you guys. Celeste was being eaten by insects and decomp insects for a long period of time. They couldn't identify, they couldn't even tell who she was by just looking at her. It's very sad. It's very sad and brutal and scary.
Out that you promised me.
I'm going back on that part where she talks about the head.
But before that, because I hear the ears are ringing, like my ears hurt. Like I smashed my head and I'm like, oh my God, my ears. So the pressure in that area is a lot. Like it's a fucking lot. Yeah. Okay. So here's what happened to her from the perspective that I picked up on it.
Or was he like holding her head down while he was dismembering her? The whole head thing is like very telling.
Energetically. And she wants to keep pointing out that you promised me. You promised me. And I'm all over the place with this because it's how the energy feels. It's so unsettled. This has happened before. She's not the first one who died this way.
What? I forgot that part. This has happened before.
She's not the first one who died this way. These people have done this before, which makes me feel like there's about 4 of them. I go immediately down the freeway and I go to the stupid 710. If you've ever driven on it in Los Angeles, I'm going there. I'm in the traffic. Oh my God, I can't get out of this traffic. And I'm going to Long Beach and I'm going down to the docks. So I'm going like the Long Beach freeway, but
You mean like the Santa Barbara, Sloan? Like, you're not very off here. You drove to Santa Barbara numerous times.
go to the stupid 710 if you've ever driven on it in Los Angeles. I'm going there. I'm in the traffic. Oh my God, I can't get out of this traffic. And I'm going to Long Beach and I'm going down to the docks. So I'm going like the Long Beach freeway, but I'm going down that way and I'm going to a cement room. So I'm going to a room where it's a warehouse or it is a building that is brick, literally brick building, and it's cement and I can't hear shit. I am blindfolded.
She is blindfolded. Who's blindfolded? David in a lot of his videos. Who else? The alter ego of 𝗏𝗲𝗆. That's a huge, important detail of who 𝗏𝗏𝗆 is. The blood, the covering of his eyes, the dismembering. We've covered 𝗏𝗏𝗆 here before. The blindfold.
But I have come from somewhere else, and I've come from somewhere where I feel like it's really windy and sandy and it sounds like the beach, but I've come from there and now I'm blindfolded. I'm not scared. I don't think anything's happening. I'm not scared. And I'm walking. If
She trusted David. She's talking about Santa Barbara, the beach, the sand. And this was in October of 2025.
I don't think anything's happening, I'm not scared. And I'm walking, if I'm her, that's what I'm talking like that, if I'm her. And I'm walking through the door of a warehouse, a building, a film studio, somewhere you rent to film where nobody's around, no one cares. So it's not like a warehouse in the middle of the city. It is a warehouse at the docks. I feel like that. And there's all these cars pulling up. She can't see them because she is blindfolded or she can't see for some reason. So she thinks she's included. I'm included. She's going into the building. I'm included. Like, this is something we're doing. It's fun. I'm included, right?
She thought she was included because she was the girlfriend of David.
She gets there. She can hear nothing. It's like white noise. And it's like you're sucked into a vacuum. Sucked into the vacuum. I walk in and I'm in a room. And they take the blindfold off and I'm shut in the room. But I can't see shit. I can't see. I mean, I can see that I'm in a room. I don't realize I'm in a room with a backlit mirror so that people can see in, but I can't see them. And then when I look on the outside of the mirror, I see all kinds of people. People holding napkins like for hors d'oeuvres. People in nice clothes. I see a celebrity there that I recognize. She's very tall. She's very famous. She's getting older. I see her there. I see other people. This actress shouldn't be connected to this singer. Like, it doesn't make sense to me why they're in the same circles.
What is Sloan saying here? There's a warehouse in SB. I think he did to tape it. Yeah. Not Beyonce. No. Oh my God. Yeah. Who's an actress that has a father that is very involved. If you know, you know. I think like only those of us who dabble and know. I'm not going to say any names, but there's an actress in Hollywood whose dad is very demonic.
Or, I mean, maybe.
Well, that could be for a lot of people, but this is an actress specifically only.
But not really. I see her. it doesn't make sense to me why they're in the same circles. Or, I mean, maybe, but not really. I see her, I see other people, I see people in suits. It seems like a corporate event, but then I see people that look like the singer, they're dressed like that. I see people in jeans and t-shirts. I see younger kids walking around. I see a table with like alcohol and drinks, and everybody's getting ready. And in the back, there's a movie projector. Now, I know we don't use movie projectors anymore. And Celeste is showing me as she's looking around, this is what she's showing me. This is after she's passed, she's showing me this, or the energy showing me this. But she's showing me an outside old school drive-in movie theater. So the cars pull up and everybody's individual in their viewing of the movie, but there's 3 huge scenes.
The viewing of the movie. So Celeste's death was a movie or somewhat of, and she's not saying this is exactly what happened. You have to know that she means in a sense of like, maybe they filmed it and it's been distributed. Maybe there are other famous people that will never be caught. Maybe David was involved and he's taking, I don't know. You're talking to someone here that, the whole Diddy stuff, the Interscope, Clyde, Epstein, like Aaliyah, like I've been deep down this rabbit hole for far too long. Someone should pull me out soon here. And so was it her death that was the film? But Kim is right. She was supposed to be in a video at some point too. So maybe Celeste thought she was going to a music video or something of the sort, like David had promised her.
Celeste shows me she's running over here and she's wearing a coat and her hair is free and she's running. Over here, she's crying. Over here, she's blindfolded. They're twisting her around. Over here, she's dead. So I'm watching and I'm all over the place on these screens. So she herself is somehow confused about what's going on. Like I'm all over the place. I go back in the warehouse and I look around, and when I'm looking, I see these people. They're chatting. They know each other. Not everybody knows each other. Some of them sit on a couch. It's set up for like a party of viewing, a pay-per-viewing, a pay-per-view, a pay-per-view. This.
Thank you, Hope, for being here. We love you for being here. And thank you for gifting another membership. Who got it? StreamYard. I appreciate you, Hope. Hope ate fear. Gold Girl got it. Yay! Love that. Thank you, Hope. Appreciate you very much.
Is a digital party. I think that's what they're trying to tell me. I do feel people are there viewing it in person, but people with a lot of cash. The cash comes down. It's like a dog fight. It's like a fucking dog fight. The cash comes down. I immediately switch temperaments, and it's like a dog fight. So we have a planned.
If you know about the Roblox, is it Roblox or what do you call it? Roblox? I don't know, but I've been stressing. Roblox, not Robux. Did my nephew ask me for that? I thought he said something about bucks. Anyways, I'm trying to get my nephew off Roblox. Whatever it's called. Anyways, it's pedophiles on there. Kim said about the Discord. Yes. So Roblox and Discord are involved with a couple of different cults that we're going to be talking about here this week. And that also makes me think it could have been streamed on the Discords.
A lot of cash. The cash comes down. It's like a dog fight. It's like a fucking dog fight. The cash comes down. I immediately switch temperaments, and it's like a dog fight. So we have a planned pay-per-view dog fight. Murder going out digitally to people that sign in to that warehouse to watch it happen, because this is the clientele they're dealing with.
You guys, if you know, you know. Like if you're educated on those cults and stuff, and like what's going on those gaming platforms, which I'm very much deep into that, but like they do this type of stuff. They have people kill themselves, kill animals, do sexual things, exploitation, raping, abuse, murder, all on these streaming platforms, Discord, Roblox, etc. There's a couple of different cults. They're heavy in pulling victims from Discord and Fortnite and Roblox, etc. that use Discord specifically for that. Who else used Discord and Telegram? Stefan Stearns. Stefan Stearns was big on the Discord. Remember, Maddie's Discord got subpoenaed. We never heard anything else because it's been sealed.
Going out digitally to people that sign in to the warehouse, to that warehouse, to watch it happen, because this is the clientele they're dealing with. And you promised me something about the relationship, the music, the frequency of the singer, and then we're going to do this because you fucking promised me.
David promised her a bunch of stuff. The music, the lyrics, we know it was getting dark already. Sloan is right on here.
Do this because you fucking promised me. So the promise me part is changing now to it being said to her, you promised me that you would do this for me. Okay, but because she's showing me this, then I'm hearing it like it's being reflected back to her. Like it has to do with her for him. So I almost feel this was, okay, there's two components and there is always one component and it's financial. So if people can make a buck off your ass, they'll do that. But that's not what I'm talking about. This is twofold. It's moneyfold, and they have clientele who buy this product. They have clientele. The clientele is not disturbed in any way by what they see on the film and the cameras, these big outdoor cameras. Obviously, they're not outdoors, but I'm seeing them like drive-in movie theaters. So what that signifies to me is, remember, well, you don't, I do, because I'm that age, but you could go to drive-in movie theaters and you could be in a car with 4 people and you guys could be eating popcorn. And
yeah, Sloan, I remember the drive-ins. Hello? We all do, right? Dude, I used to do a bunch of bad shit at the drive-ins.
Laughing, and the car next to you, they could be having sex, but you couldn't really see in because everybody had their own speaker in the park. And so each car that went in there, depending on what your car was and where you were hiding behind, did you have tint on your windows? Did you have a blanket over your head? Or were you like roof down and like, rah, 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 let's watch the movie? Individual microphones came up, individual places to hook up, right? That's individual areas, people's own computers, pay-per-view. That's what I'm seeing. Took me a while to figure that out. Pay-per-view is what.
So they were paying to watch this ritualistic demonic shit, dismemberment of Celeste. Somebody was. Somebody's.
What happened? So her passing has been filmed and has been marketed. And the reason it's been marketed the way that it's been marketed and why they didn't want to find her, although placing her in her boyfriend's car is a bit really fucked up because it wasn't him that did that.
Did Sloan just say it wasn't him that did that? Put her in the car?
Been marketed the way that it's been marketed and why they didn't want to find her, although placing her in her boyfriend's car is a bit really fucked up because it wasn't him that did that. There are 4 people involved in this. There is 1 female and 3 men. The reason that it's done like that is because it sets up the next game. Okay, so I think I've got this down. So the murder of Celeste, and they didn't get her, by the way. The murder of Celeste was and it wasn't an accident. It was a setup. But the murder of Celeste was a consciousness extraction, and they didn't get her consciousness. She crossed over. She is in, I would use the word a chamber, but she is in a locked in vacuum room like a hospital on the other side, energy wise, frequency wise.
She is like in a hospital. It's a setting for the next quote scene. It's creepy how many Celeste he knows and how many girls he has around that look like her. Yeah, I think it was a snuff. I do. And I believe it. You guys, I know you will think I'm crazy. If there was other celebrities involved and they never have anything to do with it, managers, record label owners, etc., and they never get caught, I believe it. There's tons of them that were involved with Diddy that have not been charged and have not been caught. High up there. Not the Jay-Z's of the world, the Aaliyahs of the world, the Blue Cantrells of the world, the Amanda Bynes of the world, the Britney Spears of the world, even Mia, the singer Mia. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her. I think she did was it Paper Planes, that song? I think that was back when I was in high school. Anyways, she recently, in a post, last week or something, came out talking about this. And she has now been removed from a tour because she spoke out on weird shit that people were doing around her that are high up there in the music industry. You guys should look into that later. But
where they are acclimating her back from the damage done to her all the way along. I definitely feel this is past life. She was lured right into this relationship. She was lured. And that's the word I'm going to use with it. She is able to.
She was lured just like he lured her to that house to do whatever the he did.
Observe what's going on because I see her in the hospital-like place and I see her watching what's going on. She definitely was watching when they found her body. So the part of her energy is able to see it, but without emotionally connecting to it until she's able to emotionally connect to it. When they found her body, this is so interesting because she would have been 15 on the 7th of September. So her solar return was active at the time because, of course, leading up to her birthday, she would have been feeling the energy. Usually starts about a month before your birthday. So from year to year, you run the chart for the solar return. I'm sure you all know this. You run the chart and it goes back into the exact degree that it was at the time that you were born. So the energy of the new year theme, the new year birthday year for you, the person, whenever your birthday is, that theme for that year, a lot of times it can be, no theme. I mean, very little interesting happening. And other times it's like all your work, all your health, all your control and manipulation and deception and all of that, which must have been the way it was with her energy on her solar chart. I bet you she started to feel it before. And I think that they started to argue before. And I think the word, and I got it mixed up because I thought it was her saying.
Remember, this wasn't out yet. In that 9-page briefing, they were fighting via text. Sloan Bella would not have known that unless she works for the FBI, which we know she doesn't.
It was with her energy on her solar chart.
Or the FBI. Well, I think the FBI. I think the feds are involved. Some level of it, but I might be wrong. Nonetheless, law enforcement is what I mean.
I bet you she started to feel it before. And I think that they started to argue before. And I think the word, and I got it mixed up because I thought it was her saying he promised her, but I think he's saying it to her. You promised me you'd do this. You said you would do this. I think he talked her into doing something she didn't want to do. And I don't mean sex. I mean more on a ritual level. And I think she put her foot down because, again, we're.
Come again? Ritual level? Put her foot down? She was going to tell? So he killed her?
Coming out of a Mercury retrograde in August, we're flipping over to, eclipse season, and the eclipses are either.
I'm going back.
August, we're flipping over to, eclipse season, and the eclipses are either going to be squaring her or right on her sun and moon. So that's a strand of energy, and that can actually throw people off the planet big time. And that could even be Uranus in your chart. When the eclipses happen, I equate that with Uranian energy, and it could just throw you over the edge. I'm trying to look and see. I pulled up my version of her chart just to see, but her Uranus was in Pisces. That's probably what was activated at 29 degrees. which is an anaretic degree, which means it's going to be activated during an eclipse. So it's either going to be squared or conjuncted, whatever. Anyhow, so I feel her solar chart literally was lit up for this. She didn't have a chance. She didn't have a chance. You cannot play in a game, video game, with people whose intellect is so different than yours and frequency is coming from an altered consciousness and you're down here.
She is speaking so much right here. And the whole video game thing.
So different than yours, and frequency is coming from an altered consciousness, and you're down here in this very thick layer of energy. So I really feel there's a huge digital footprint as to what happened.
Digital footprint? You mean like 40 terabytes, Sloan? She didn't know this at this time. I keep reiterating that because, you guys, this was on October 17, 2025.
I'm jumping ahead in my head and thinking right around November 7th through to the 30th of November, there's huge developments in the case. And it looks like there's 4 people involved. I'm sure whoever hid the body in the car on purpose, like, I mean, I don't even understand thinking like that. So that's a deliberate thing. That's deliberate. And there's confusion around who did that, but there are 4 people involved.
Neo? Question mark. The ex-girlfriend Asia? Question mark. Question mark. Question mark.
Anyway, that is my first reading on this topic and completely out of the blue. And once again, my name is Sloan.
We love you, Sloan. We're obsessed. Well, I am here at Mellyverse. Yeah. So remember how I just brought up the Mia allegations? I'm going to share because this was just like this week or maybe last. The rapper Mia has alleged that high-profile figures in the music industry, particularly Jay-Z and Beyonce, pressured her to conform to disturbing practices. She claimed executives urged her to participate in satanic rituals, get plastic surgery, and use dark symbolism to sell records. This was last week. She has now been removed from a tour because she is speaking out. This is basically what Sloan is talking about. Mia claimed that upon meeting Jay-Z, who she was affiliated through with Rock Nation, she was pressured to undergo plastic surgery and perform dark rituals to boost her career. She stated in various social media posts and videos that she refused to wear devil horns and cover herself in blood just to sell records, choosing to prioritize her own artistic vision and values. This was just last week. Not back in 2025. Not back in the Aaliyah days. Not when Celeste was dismembered. Just a few days ago. As of yesterday, she has now been removed from a tour. She stated in various, I just read that. Alongside Jay-Z and Beyonce, she has occasionally spoke out about broader music industry tendency to pressure artists into conforming to specific images or engaging in rituals, as well as alleged lack of respect for independent or brown-skinned artists. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, hold on here. There's a lot going on for my little brain. RIP Celeste. Who are we reviewing next? This clown, his name is, and I don't know him, I don't hate him, I just think he's ridiculous in this interview. His name is Elaine J-Oma. By the way, check out Sloan Bella. She has a lot of good stuff on her page. So This is the next video we're going to be reviewing. Demon World versus Divine World Outside Earth. Yeah. Is that the idiot lawyer? Yes. So 𝗍𝗶𝗆𝗆 is a dedicated criminal defense attorney known for his tenacity and strategic approach in the courtroom. As founder of the 𝗍𝗶𝗆𝗆 law firm PLLC, he has built a reputation for aggressively defending clients facing complex legal challenges. His ability to create compelling defenses and advocate for his clients' rights makes him a trusted legal representative in Houston, Texas, which Texas is where David is from. His family lived there. This lawyer claims that David is innocent. So he did an interview with Gideon, who we reviewed last week. I think it was last week, with Steve Fisher. And this lawyer is just, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. He talks about, how he believes that David is innocent, et cetera, et cetera. He doesn't represent, he argues BS. Yeah, I think I'm not a fan of him, but I wanted us to watch this because it's pretty crazy. The Demon World is showing up a lot more these past few years. Yep. Check out the Disney show Gravity Falls. Pretty much all explained there. Disney's at the head of it too, though. Disney is very pedophilic. Is that a word? There's a lot of pedophilic going on in the Disney world. So we're going to just watch a little bit of this interview by 𝗍𝗶𝗆𝗆 and Gideon. I like to be open-minded and hear people out. So here's me practicing that characteristic.
So with all of this evidence stacking against David, there's no way you're going to try to get the best plea deal for him.
That we're fighting this, and that's how I always attack my cases, and that's why I get.
I'm a very spiritual person too. I don't know that you guys know that, but I am. There ain't no light in the industry. No, there isn't, Cree. I know defense Addie's supposed to defend, but this guy ain't it with his backwards hat on. I think he's a clown. Yeah, trying to get David to hire him. It's all for clout, I think. But let's listen. I can only listen to so much, so we're not going to review the whole thing like Sloan. I could watch Sloan all day. But this, we're just going to review a few minutes because you want to go defend David? Okay, fine.
Results that I get.
The prosecutors are alleging that their sexual relationship started when she was 13.
Those are just allegations. This girl came after him to attack him. So from what I'm seeing, it looks like he is a victim of success.
What? I'm already screaming. David is a victim of success.
The explicit photos.
So I want to see how explicit are those photos. Are they really, my client?
How is her body found in his car?
You can give somebody else access to the car.
What about him ordering the Uber to his house, her being there?
Is that illegal to order an Uber? I don't see that. I don't see that in the criminal code anywhere. No matter where I'm at with my client's cases, even if you're found guilty, there's still ways out of it.
So y'all, I'm gonna show you guys how good a defense lawyer 𝗍𝗶𝗆𝗆 is before we interview him.
𝗍𝗶𝗆𝗆.
And why am I the best lawyer?
I mean, you gave me probation on my criminal case.
All right. And what were you charged with?
Aggravated assault with deadly weapon.
And how much prison time are you looking at?
20 years.
Okay. And did this case go to trial?
Yes, it did.
And during that trial, did the prosecutor show a video of you shooting somebody 3 times?
Yep, I did. Shot him 2 times in the stomach, 1 in the arm.
The prosecutor had a video of this man shooting somebody 3 times. Not eyewitness testimony. They had a video of him doing this. Now listen to the rest.
And were you found guilty on this case?
Yes.
All right. And now during the punishment phase of your case, did I remain fighting for you?
Yes, you did.
All right. And while I was fighting for you, how much time was the prosecutor asking this jury to give you?
20.
All right.
20 years.
20 years in prison, right?
Yep.
And after my arguments, what was the result of me convincing that jury to give you as a punishment?
Probation.
All right. And are you happy with the results?
Yeah.
Ew. I can't stand this lawyer.
Had your guys' same opinion. I was like, bro, defense lawyers are the biggest scumbags on the earth and stuff.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Get 𝗍𝗶𝗆𝗆.
And like, that's my paperwork. I don't have to say allegedly anymore. I did record it.
I guess he has worked with 𝗍𝗶𝗆𝗆𝗆 before. That's this lawyer. I'm not a big fan of this, but I'm open to listening to it because I am open-minded and I wanted to just review a little bit of it.
Allegedly, I got criminal defense lawyer 𝗠𝗲𝗋𝗆. 𝗠𝗲𝗋, welcome to the show.
What's up? What's up, y'all? What's going on?
How long
Why is he a lawyer doing that?
have you been a criminal defense lawyer?
Probably about 8 years, 7 years right now.
And have you been following the David case?
A little bit. I actually saw a little bit of it last night. There's more evidence that I believe that they're finding on his phone. It's one of those investigations that keep going and you let it happen. Right. And then that's when I step in and start doing my work.
He has the criminal defense lawyer, Blair, but she represented Harvey Weinstein during his case and everything. My question is, with the evidence that the prosecutors have against him, where they have sexual messages and sexual photos exchanged between the two, which would obviously be 𝗍𝗍. They also have against him being the last person to be in contact because she was Ubered from her home over to him. And then after that, she was not seen alive. They also see in his transactions where he bought 2 chainsaws, an incinerator, bought shovels, and he also bought a blue inflatable pool where the fragment from the inflatable pool that he purchased also matches on her body. They also have other 𝗍𝗍. They said they found a significant amount of 𝗍𝗍 on his phone. All of these things stacking up against David. How do you...
Oh, do we have a Hella raid? I saw excited in here. Hella. Hello, Hella. Good to see you, friend. Good to see you. I saw somebody. I hate StreamYard. I can't see anything. Let me go back. Yeah, I see Hella in here. Can StreamYard get their shit together and refund me for like the last 4 months? Here I go, fighting StreamYard. Yay! Hella raid. Thank you, Hella. Appreciate you. Everyone, make sure you are subscribed to Hella too. I was on Hella's panel last week. Was it last week? No, a few days ago. Ugh, I'm lost in time. I'll drop Hella's link. Excited utterance in the chat. But thanks, Hella, for rating. Appreciate you.
Do you possibly think that the defense is going to plead his innocence of not murdering her? Do you think they're going to concede and say, hey, he did have a sexual relationship with her? What do you think they're going to concede on? Or do you think they're going to try to fight everything full force?
I'll fight everything. I'm going to be one of those attorneys where I don't care what allegations that they have against my client. I'm always going to fight it.
𝗍𝗍𝗋, you're a clout chaser. I don't really believe. Does he really think that David is innocent? He just wants clout.
No matter how bad shit gets, you know.
So you wouldn't even concede with because they had him on child abuse, like having a sexual relationship with a minor. So you wouldn't even concede that point if you were his lawyer.
Oh, F no. I would not concede to that. I'm fighting everything.
Okay, how would you get him off of that?
Well, number one, having pleaded.
Has 𝗍𝗍𝗋 read the 9-page briefing? This guy's a scumbag. I'm glad you think so too. Not innocent. Everyone who knew was a part of this. Yes, 𝗍𝗲𝗋𝗆, you're right. I can't stand this 𝗍𝗍𝗋 guy. I get it. People, you're entitled to think he's innocent or not. But like this guy is just clout chasing.
Not guilty on this case. Demand any and all evidence that the prosecutors might have against them. The cops did their investigation. All it takes is for me to find out, how did the cops get to that? What is the process that they got to it? And if they got to it illegally, that's when I can start doing my work and I can start attacking everything that the cops got on them. It's just one of those things where you just got to keep fighting no matter where it's at.
So you would try.
I doubt the prosecution did anything illegally if they already have him locked up. Like, I don't think, what's her name? The prosecutor? Is it Beth Silverman? I don't think she's playing, dude. I'm a little scared and I just watch her through the TV or the computer. Beth Silverman, I think her name is.
Discredit and get some of this evidence thrown out. What is the first bit of evidence out of all the things I said that the prosecutor has on him? Because it doesn't look like they're waiving his right to a speedy trial. It sounded like his lawyer's like, let's take it to trial. What is the first bit of evidence that you were wanting to attack? Any
relationship that he had that it's not sexual. Allegedly, they're saying that it's sexual, right? I'm gonna attack.
Celeste said in the text messages, all we do is have sex. I want more than that. Celeste said that. She said, all we do is have sex. What is 𝗠𝗲𝗆𝗆 saying here?
That, and then I'm gonna attack the motive that the prosecutors are trying to allege that he had.
So let me let you know about the motive. So the motive is they said that they have the text messages between where it seems that Celeste was jealous of David being in relationships with other women.
This pisses me off. I think the word jealous in that document too, it irks me the wrong way because she was a child. What do you mean jealous of other women? She's not even a woman. She's a child. She's 11. She hadn't even got her menstrual cycle yet. Like, there's no she was jealous. She was leading him on. She was groomed. You have to know there's a difference. If not, I don't even know why someone who wouldn't understand that is even following this case.
And they said that Celeste texted him that she was going to destroy his career. And coincidentally, when she texted him that, it was about 2 or 3 days before his album was supposed to be released, where they're saying that the motive was for financial gain to keep his career intact.
I mean, that sounds like a motive, but that's just the state's motive or the prosecutor's motive. Whatever motive they have, I'm gonna attack that, because what I'm gonna be looking at is the girl probably has motive to make shit up. The girl probably has motive.
This part, this is why I wanted to watch it, because I wanted to just talk some shit. But like, what do you mean this girl has motive to set him up?
I mean, that sounds like a motive, but that's just the state's motive or the prosecutor's motive. Whatever motive they have, I'm gonna attack that, because what I'm gonna be looking at is the girl probably has motive to make shit up. The girl probably has motive to utilize her position in his life to capitalize on somebody who's up and coming. We see that in Shannon Sharp, who was a victim. What was that girl that took a lot of money from him? You know, when people become a public figure, just like you and I, athlete.
You're saying that she did it to herself. Yeah, okay. Hey, Seti, good to see you. Hello, Raid. Yes, thank you for being here. He's odd. He's not going to make a lying ass out of himself. Not going to look good. She's a baby. What an idiot. That's what I'm saying. He's dumb.
Singers, even actors, that it opens up an opportunity for them to like have a gun to their head to say, get me this Rolls Royce, get me this Rolex. If you don't get it to me, there's gonna be consequences. And you know what those consequences are gonna be. And so anybody can be put in that position, even you. And it's unfortunate.
If that's not the case though. Celeste didn't do that. She wasn't like, give me money, give me this. We don't even know. Like, she was going to tell something. We don't know what that is. He's yucky.
That I believe David has to go through this at this point in his career, because he's up and coming. I do like some of his songs, but it's an opportunity. And when people do have an opportunity, they often get taken advantage of. So my job.
I get it. If it was an older person, like someone coming up who wanted to do OnlyFans and then starts getting involved with rappers, and we get it. We know how to differentiate. But like, this isn't a 10-year-old, 11-year-old girl.
From defense attorneys to point that out, right? That, you know, my client's the victim.
So you think his defense is going to try to paint the picture of David being the victim of the situation, with him having the fame and status? You think that's the route, or that's the route you would take if he was your client?
I have to speak to him. So whenever I do my consultations with my clients, my strategies change based on that. And it's based on reality as well. So right now, me and you, we don't know, because we haven't spoken to David. If I spoke to David, you know, and he contacted me, then maybe it'll be a different story, right? From what I'm seeing.
You want so bad for him to contact you. Okay. Opportunity, he seeked her out. Thank you, ATS. He did. We can argue about this all day. Like, yes, it happened on Roblox, whatever the fuck it's called, Roblox, and Fortnite. He made her come into the Discord. He did groom her. He knew. The text messages once again speak volumes. Yes, exactly.
It looks like he is a victim of success. People came after him, and possibly, quite possibly, this girl came after him to attack him. So I don't know what's going on with the, you know.
Oh yeah, was that while she was launching her OnlyFans account, 𝗠𝗲𝗆𝗆? She wanted the bunny. The attention. Yeah, you sound real fucking smart, dude. This guy's such an idiot. I know. Yes, we're only watching a few minutes because I literally, my blood pressure with this guy.
What happens in real life, all I can see is the allegations, just like how you can see the allegations, and they sound bad. And a lot of my clients' cases, the allegations are very, very bad.
Yes.
And you know the type of cases I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just showed my chat that you got a dude who shot somebody 3 times on camera. They caught him on camera, and you didn't even use self-defense, did you?
You have to have been there. I post my trials like on my feed, on my story.
You got
like,
someone
hey,
that shot somebody 3 times off with just probation when the state was trying to give him 20 years.
And I didn't add on my video that he's gonna get out on probation in 5 years. 5 years for shooting somebody on camera. And he even looked at the camera like the camera's right here. He went ahead and went and looked right at the camera.
Okay, so this, whoever's planning on hiring this lawyer, please don't. I don't know what's going on here, but WTF. What is he even saying? She wanted love. She wanted a family. She didn't want a broken home. She wanted parents that were taking care of her. She wanted to not have abused, rape at whatever age she did. I don't blame Celeste at all 100% here, and I think we're all on the same page. He's trying way too hard. I have had lawyers before, and I can't envision them acting like this, so it's really weird.
After he shot the dude.
Yeah, and I got that shit to be probation. He'll be out. He'll be done with probation in 5 years when he contacts me. No matter where I'm at with my clients' cases, even if you're found guilty, there's still ways out of it. And so I'm always gonna fight no matter how bad shit gets. And right now, in regards to David, shit's looking bad. Okay, and it's always gonna look bad in the beginning, but I'm always gonna be able to try to fight and show like the truth, which is he's a victim here.
Okay, you're gonna try to paint it.
Like I can't. This guy isn't a lawyer. Apparently, yeah, he is. We read the little profile, whatever, on that website. What a freaking ego. I can't stand him. Take off your dude. I think it's just for clout. He can't be serious. Where is he?
That's him being a victim. Let's go with that. How are you going to convince a jury that a man who is sending explicit photos of himself and receiving explicit photos, because Celeste isn't the only minor. He was also talking to other minors who have started to come forward. So how are you going to spin this as him being the victim of all these minors coming to him and him not wanting any part of this?
Well, I'm not going to spin anything. Well,
this isn't David's lawyer. This is a wannabe David's lawyer. He wants David's team to take him on. So annoying.
What I'm going to do is show the truth, okay? And that truth is that no matter what age anybody is susceptible, or anybody can be an aggressor, right? You can be 9 years old, and if you find out there's a lick out there that you can take advantage of and you can get free stuff out of him and you can threaten him, then you do it. And it's a normal thing that
at 9 years old, a 9-year-old is thinking about getting that money. I don't know. Maybe if I was a little bit older, I might be thinking of it, but no. Celeste was not in it for money, dude.
Do whenever they see an opportunity, they can see it. And there is an opportunity when it comes to David. Shit, I don't even know David personally, and I can see David, you know, as a walking lick right now. He has YouTube videos, he has music, he obviously has money. Anybody in that position would say, you know what, let's do something to this guy. Let's make some shit up so we can get what we want.
What about him ordering the Uber to his house, her being there, all of that? What's the play there?
Is that illegal to order an Uber for somebody?
I
don't see that. It's illegal to like order an Uber for a child? I don't see that in the criminal code.
Yeah, if he was having sex with her since she was like 10 or 11. Maybe he's right, but still, ew.
Anywhere. I don't see that. I've never seen that was illegal for anybody to do that. Like, so I don't see how that can be criminal in itself. I order Ubers for my cousins to go get picked up, you know, to be dropped off. You know what I'm saying?
Are you a pedo? Just kidding.
And like, You know what I'm saying? I have family
Just
members.
kidding.
Like, just because he did that does not necessarily mean
Okay,
he goes
so she threatened him. He orders the Uber, and now after that Uber, she's never seen again, and she's found in his Tesla. So what is the play? So what happened?
Hey, what state was this in?
California.
In LA?
Yeah.
You know, LA is a dangerous place.
You don't even know the case and you're up here opening your mouth. That's cool, 𝗠𝗲𝗍𝗍𝗆. You're a lawyer. Not impressed.
It is dangerous. It is. Look, ladies and gentlemen, Los Angeles is a dangerous place. There's gangs everywhere.
Brother.
There's people to extort you everywhere. Her body or whatever has happened to her could have been done by somebody else other than David himself.
That's a possibility. Okay, I respect that. I'll give credit where it is. That is a possibility. It's the same thing Sloan just said. He could have not been the one to put her body in that trunk, but he, according to the 9-page brief that the prosecution released for the evidence preliminary hearing, he was the last one seen in that Tesla. So therefore, yes, we shall wait to see what the result of that is. But I think they have proof that David was the last one to touch her body and put it in that car. But I guess he's somewhat right. Like, but if there was somebody else involved, wouldn't they have already arrested them?
It's just that because of the relationship, the friendship that they have, everybody's honing in on it. It's unfortunate.
Friendship? I guess you could be fuck buddies with someone. Not on a 9, 10, 11-year-old child. No, she could not consent to being a fuck buddy. That wasn't a friendship. She said she wanted more than just having sex with David. So clearly it wasn't just a friendship.
David himself. It's just that because of the relationship, the friendship that they have, everybody's honing in on it. It's unfortunate for David. Anything could have happened to her. There are random people who get, pulled up on any day in LA, even if you're a girl.
So what about the blue? So the prosecutors are saying that so there wasn't going to be a mess. David put her body in a blue inflatable pool to keep all the blood in there. And the fragments from the blue inflatable pool that David bought match the fragments found on her body.
That could be anybody. Because think about it, not only is David a potential victim for any of the young girls, but he could be a potential victim for anybody ancillary to that, right? So say, for example, he disrespected an up-and-coming rapper. They're going to want to put this murder on him, right? So let the prosecutors attack him instead of them attacking a person. Because if you think about it, that is actually a good strategy. If I want to get after David because he disrespected me because he didn't buy me my soda, or he didn't get me a cheeseburger that I asked for, or he just looked at me wrong, or he said my song sucks because I sang for him, I'm gonna say, all right, I'm gonna get this dude. I'm gonna put his DNA. I'm gonna set some shit up. I'm gonna get that.
Okay, so he's saying David was set up. This guy is terrible. It's hurting our intelligence. I know.
Dead body and I'm playing on him. So then therefore they can put all the state's power, all the prosecution's power into trying to put him away. It's like you're getting somebody else to do your dirty work for you. And that's a good possibility that could have happened to David. So that's what I think that could be a possibility for David as well. You know what I mean? Like, no,
I don't know what you mean. No, like so he orders the Uber and then she
allegedly.
It's from his account.
Allegedly, it's from his account. I can get your account. Give me your phone. I can do something to it. You know what I mean? Just because it's on your phone doesn't mean you're the one who did it.
Okay. The Uber is sent. It picks her up. It takes her over there. And then also, so how did they get access to his car? How is her body found in his car? And then they also have video evidence of him being the last person to leave the car before it was impounded. So he didn't smell her in there?
You can give somebody else access to the car. Just because it's your car doesn't mean like you're the only one who has sole access to it. Anybody can, and any other criminal can have access to your car as well.
I guess that's true, especially when you're a celebrity, like, yeah, maybe his manager or something. But okay, so what are you implying? That it was a manager, the friends, the bodyguard, Marky, the makeup artist, the tour set designer? I mean, what are you trying to get at?
There's people that you know who you get permission to use your car. And there's people that you don't know who gain access to cars. There are very, very skilled people who can break into cars. If one was so inclined to do so, they could set David up for this. It just depends on how far somebody's willing to go. The investigation seemed a little bit too incomplete because of just the fame.
He wasn't indicted, like, so I will say he wasn't indicted the normal way he usually would be, where, you know, grand jury and stuff. It had to be where the police, it looked like the police station did go rogue and they arrested him and forced the district attorney's hands to press charges, because they were either you get this bad press of letting him go after the weekend's over, or you go on and press charges. What do you think about that situation?
Well, sometimes when it comes to like famous people, all the eyes are on the district attorney's office or on the United States Attorney's Office, the Department of Justice, because they're trying to see what they're going to do. So it's like every time there's a crime, especially when it's heightened, it's like all eyes on that office, right? How fast are you going to work? How immediate are you going to work on this case? And sometimes it forces them to jump the gun. When I say them, I mean investigators, detectives, to say, well, this is him. It has to be him. And they literally exclude any and all investigations outside of David. And so because of that, it can be an incomplete investigation. That includes David being a victim himself from this girl, right? David being a victim of somebody targeting him. Those are possibilities out there. And that is a very reasonable possibility. But it's just, I feel like sometimes investigations move too fast. And when they move too fast, people can go to prison for a long time for something they did not do just because of the fame. David is no different than you, no different than the people in the chat, no different than any actors, Lil Pump, Aiden Ross, Neon, okay? They're no different. They could be victims of the criminal justice system. And my job is to try to show their innocence. And what I'm telling you right now in regards to David is that it's quite possible that somebody else, there's another story than what these prosecutors are trying to paint him as. With all this evidence.
I don't think you guys are liking what he's saying, huh? The fact that this dude is getting super chats because of this guest is unhinged. I know. I agree. He thought he can get away with it. This guy is not the lawyer that I would want on my team. I'm just saying. I can't stand him. Yeah, we're just going to watch a few more minutes.
I know that for a fact that they're going to fight the murder charge tooth and nail, because that's the one where he's going to probably be facing the death penalty. They're talking about bringing it back just specifically for him. So you wouldn't even concede on any, because I mean, to anybody, I don't see how you can convince a jury that they weren't in a sexual relationship. I mean, she quite literally had his name tattooed on her finger, and coincidentally, that finger is the one that got amputated.
Right, but anybody could have that. There are people who have Lil Wayne tatted on the body who have never seen Lil Wayne. Like right now, I know you. I can get your name, Gideon, tatted on my finger right now. Doesn't mean that me and you are having a sexual relationship. Doesn't mean me and you have kissed each other. Doesn't mean me and you have some type of relationship outside of friendship. It could be anything, or it could just be a fan. I'm a fan of you, Gideon.
So
I'm not sure that that's like a good example, dude. Bo.
What about the explicit photos to go along with all that are sent
I
between
want to see those explicit photos. I want to see, like, as being an attorney, I'll be able to see all that. So I want to see how explicit are those photos. Are they really, my client? Are they really going towards and relevant to the charges that David has? So that's my job. I look at every piece of evidence that the government has, and I look at them like literally like splitting hairs. And I say, where did this come from? How did this arrive? How did you guys get this evidence? Can y'all even use it in court?
They said that they have 40 terabytes of evidence against him, and they said they found a significant amount of CSAM, and the prosecutors were voicing that very loudly. And, even his brother posted a couple days later, like, all pedophiles and rapists should die. You know what I mean? Like, turning public opinion against him. Would you attack? Because one thing I was telling my chat that I could see is that the defense would maybe attack Celeste's family, because it looks like her family knew where she was, because there's videos and photos out there of Celeste with her cousins at different concerts related to David. The prosecutors are alleging that their connection first began when she was 11 years old, and I think he was a minor still, but the sexual relationship started when she was 13 and he was 18.
Okay. Those are just allegations. That's how I see it.
So would you go at it where like her parents were letting her see him, or would you just leave the parents out of it, you personally?
It depends on how the prosecutors build it. When I do my cases, like I prepare, but not really like prepare, because the way I go to trial is like a boxing match. You can prepare as much as you want. You know, if somebody throws a right hook, you counter it this way, but you can.
Please remind me to never hire this guy. This lawyer probably watches the snuff films he's into as well. He creeps me out. Yeah, I'm only gonna want 40 terabytes. Okay. I honestly don't think they would have brought this case up against David and arrested him and done what they have done if they didn't have enough to back up.
You never prepare.
Will it all go into evidence and be counted in trial? That is yet still, I guess, we're uncertain of that, because maybe not all the evidence will make it in, but I think they have built a pretty good case around this.
For what happens in that jury trial. So I keep my shit fluid. Like the way I react, it's more like playing defense, and I react to how the prosecutors, bring evidence. So even in my other trials, I don't really know who the witnesses are. And I just wait for them to show up and I hear what they say. Then I start attacking from there. If they're going to bring their family in regards to David, I'll prepare for that. And I'll act on it as soon as they bring it. So whatever story that the prosecutors are going to try to paint David as and to link him to each element of that crime, I'm going to show otherwise, regardless of who they bring.
Not even David's lawyer. He's like wannabe David's lawyer.
Would you waive David's right to, would you advise him to waive his right to a speedy trial, or would you say, F all that, let's hurry this up, let's take it to trial? What would you do?
It
what
depends.
Would you advise?
Okay, so it depends. So yeah, I advise it, and it's ultimately up to my client. So whenever there's something that happens in court, everything is run through my client. So it's their case, but I'm, assisting them, right? That's my job. And so I will tell them all the good things and bad things if they speed it up. In regards to this case, there's good and bad to speeding shit up. Okay, so if you speed shit up, you'll be done with it ASAP. You don't have to worry about being in jail, because you don't know how people are treated in jail, right? Things can happen to you. You can get your stuff taken away from you. You can get your food taken away from you. You're away from your family. You're losing.
We know this, J.O.M.A. It's called commissary.
Money. There are people threatening you, and in a real sexual way, right? And it's not a good way, right? Especially these type of charges. He's a target in there. So sometimes people want to speed the trial up and say, let's just get this over with, so then we don't have to deal with it. It could be advantageous as a criminal defense attorney, because it's kind of like you want the prosecutors to move forward with an incomplete investigation. And that incomplete investigation shows that the cops didn't do the right job, and you got the wrong guy. So sometimes...
Well, the investigation isn't done, dude. Chill out. Smoke one. Like, calm down, J.O.M.A. I wonder what Gideon was charged with when I think it was like, I don't remember actually. Everyone's worst nightmare narcissist boyfriend. Yeah.
It can work out that way. But if you take your time, then maybe you can wait and get more evidence to show that it wasn't David, right? So it just really, really depends. There's so many different factors when it comes to, strategies of what you're going to do in representing, your client. But when it comes to me, everything is very fluid. So it just really, really depends on what I see.
What is interesting you so much about this David case that you've seen so far? What has pricked your mind where you're like, okay, this is going to actually be in his favor? Or what is something that you've seen where, okay, what about this case is something that you've seen that could be in his favor? And what is something that you've seen that you think will be a very hard mountain to climb going through with this case?
In his favor is probably hiring me, because I like challenges.
He's not going to hire you, J.O.M.A. Like, I don't know what you're looking for here, but cut it out. Oh, is that you, La Karma? Thank you, girl. I appreciate you. I didn't know who that was from. Thank you. That's really nice of you. I appreciate you. David's not going to hire you. No. Did you hear? He says he doesn't prepare.
So, that's the reason why I like taking cases, because if you can get the most unbeatable cases.
Gideon is, so he's like, why did I have this interview?
When you beat that shit, it makes you feel really, really good inside. Like for me, selfishly, it does. I get this high that fentanyl can't match.
That fentanyl can't match? That's not even funny to joke around, dude. There's families losing family members to fentanyl addiction. Am I being too sensitive? Like, what the?
Drugs can't match, women can't match, money can't match. It's a high. And only those who win in jury trials know what high this is. Okay. The advantages that he could have is hiring me.
Maybe you should smoke something else and see if it opens up your mind and changes this, because I'm concerned.
The disadvantages is not hiring me because yeah, it's just one of those things where I really want to attack this case. I see that he's a victim of this girl or society. He's a victim
of
the public. And, you know, I need to do whatever I can to show that he's not this monster that the prosecutors are painting him as. I was listening to the song 3 times this morning. Like, it's a great song.
Bro, he's talking about...
You were listening to Romantic Homicide and you thought that was great. That's cool. 𝗠𝗲𝗋𝗆𝗆.
like murdering people in his song.
It's art, just like 50 Cent, Jay-Z. It's all art. And I'm a fan of his art. But he's a...
Okay, besides you, what is an advantage and disadvantage that is in this case that you see? Besides you.
Thank you, Kim. Love and appreciate you too.
The advantage is that it looks like this was done in California, which is a crime, or not California, but LA, right? It's a high crime area. And there's other reasons that caused the death of this girl other than him. That's why I see an advantage of. And she's motivated.
So he didn't stab her and dismember her. She dismembered herself after she stabbed herself in the liver, in the back, and then cut off her arms, her legs in 2 different places, her ring finger in her pinky.
Motivated, you know, to go after him. The other thing, the disadvantages that I see in this case is that he never called me. If he would have called me or his family would have reached out to me, I'll take that case. David, if you're listening, I'll take your case for free.
Bro!
Excuse me? He said he'll take the case for free. He just wants to clout, dude. This guy, I can't even imagine this being my lawyer.
That caused the death of this girl, other than him. That's why I see an advantage of. And she's motivated, you know, to go after him. The other thing, the disadvantages that I see in this case is that he never called me. If he would have called me or his family would have reached out to me, I'll take that case. David, if you're listening, I'll take your case for free.
Bro!
If you reach out to my office, 𝗠𝗲𝗆𝗆 Law Firm, I will take your case for free. Don't forget that, and it's recorded.
Okay, what is the disadvantage besides you? What is the disadvantage besides you?
That's it. Because anytime any charges come, there's no factual disadvantage. Dude, look at me. My client looked at the camera in my last trial, okay?
I feel like I just smoked a fat blunt and I forgot what's going on here. Is he grifting? I think he is. Dude, you're nothing. I think he's just he has to be doing it for clout, right? Like, he cannot be dead serious.
He looked at the camera and shot him 3 times. 3 times, all right? And I was able to get his ass probation. He'll be done in 5 years. It's the most unbeatable cases that I look at. And so when I see David shit, it looks like a really good challenge. And it's going to make me feel really good if I can get him a good outcome.
And if you lose?
A good outcome for you, for David, if you did his case.
Dismissal or not guilties. Actually, F that. Not dismissals. Not guilties. Because I want to...
He thinks he can get David a not guilty.
Meet the prosecutor right there at that trial. I want them to see, and I want them to do the whole work, put all the evidence there, and for them to lose. Once that happens, this is like this feeling that you get inside, this rush that will linger for like the next week. I'm chasing that. So David, if your people are listening,
maybe chase yourself to get some help and stop practicing law, because you sound like a crazy deranged person here. It's fine if you think he's innocent, but like, this is just too much, dude. 𝗠𝗲𝗆𝗆.
Get at me.
Okay, genuinely, can you give, because you gave one advantage that the defense has, can you give without including yourself, without including the name 𝗍𝗋𝗋𝗆𝗍, excluding yourself completely, can you give what is the biggest hurdle of this case that you can see?
He's black. He's black. That's a
What?
big hurdle. No, dude.
Wait. Stop it right now. He did not use that card, the race card. He's saying that because David is black, they set him up. Can he even practice in Cali? Dude, I'm a little pissed off.
Black. That's a big hurdle. No, dude. All right, anybody listen?
Gideon's like, dude, are you joking me right now? I'm black.
And you give, because you gave one advantage that the defense has, can you give without including yourself, without including the name 𝗍𝗋𝗋𝗆𝗍, excluding yourself completely,
Dude.
can you give what is the biggest hurdle of this case that you can see?
He's black. He's black. That's a big hurdle. No, dude. All right, anybody listening? I'm in Charles. Like, do you know the color of your skin? It still poses a threat. It really does. Like, there are people who will find you guilty just by the look of your face. And when they say the look of your face, it don't mean your nose, your lips, your eyes. It's the color of your skin. And that's like a reality that's out there.
So would you take this case a racial route?
It might be possible to include that because it's something that I would say potential jurors, if they're going to be on your case, that they can't shake off. There are some people who are still mad about slavery being overturned. There's some people who are still mad about interracial dating, right? Nope. There's some people out there who don't like that a black guy is dating a non-black girl or a black guy is talking to a non-black girl.
Wait.
I don't get what this has anything to. We're just gonna watch a few more minutes more. He's gonna get David off. I'm sure you will, dude. You'll be the victim for sure. Tell that to Diddy. Maybe David will get charges brought against him in Texas and this clan can represent him. What an idiot. She was Latino. I know, I was just about to say that. I was gonna say she's Latina though.
Wait, but
or a black guy is successful.
That non-black guy.
This is so inappropriate. Like, dude, it's not because he was black. Like, what are you trying to do here?
That black guy dating a non-white girl.
Did you just do some coke? Because you're Mal, dude.
Minor.
I'm talking about somebody before. I'm not talking about the girl who died. All right. No, but like on a serious note, it's one of those things. If you're in an interracial relationship and you're a black male, there's a lot of people who are looking at you already that they want you to pay because it doesn't make them feel good to see that. And I see that as a criminal defense attorney. And so when my clients, whether they're minorities or not minorities, I have to be mindful of that. Do you see that? I can't just neglect that and say that, oh, this world is great. There's no racism out there. It's there. And sometimes that race.
So hire 𝗍𝗋𝗋𝗆𝗍 if you want him to fight for the color of your skin when you commit a crime. He's so pathetic. I can't even believe this.
It could be the difference between you doing 0 prison time or you doing your whole life in prison. So I think that is a disadvantage that he was just born with. And also the fact that he's famous. Nobody likes seeing that. They see a young guy, good looking, and he's getting all this fame. He's doing well for himself at that age.
So now she's jealous of the fame.
Nobody already likes that. And people who are internally racist, they don't like seeing that there's a black guy doing it. So that's a disadvantage that he has. It can be cured with the way I attack my cases.
So how would you go about, because isn't it like half and half where the prosecutor selects some jurors and the defense selects some jurors? Isn't that how it works? Or how's that process work?
All right, so the whole, it's called voir dire, right? Or voir dire, depending on what state you're at. But pretty much you have to choose, there has to be like 14 people that get chosen on whether you can be guilty or not guilty. All right, the difference between you going to prison and you not going to prison. You having a conviction, you not having a conviction. You being on the sex offender registry list, you being not on the sex offender registry list. Or most important, you getting the death penalty and you not getting the death penalty. There's gonna be 14 people that's supposed to be chosen out of probably 100, okay? And there's 100 random people in that county that you have to make sure that you have to find out their biases, if they're racist, if they don't feel good about the certain charge.
Oh, so when I get picked for jury duty, they're looking to see if I'm a racist. Interesting. Next time I get jury duty, I'll call and ask if maybe that's why I was selected, because they assumed I was a racist.
So I'll give you an example. You have 100 people. Who's going to determine your life, Gideon, right?
Yeah.
Brazoria County, okay? Not Harris, Brazoria County, okay? They don't like guys who wear do-rags. They don't like guys who have super coily hair. They don't like guys who have melanin in their skin, right?
He is right about that in Brazoria County.
And that's something to take into consideration, right? So those people can tell you, hey, I'm fine. You know, I'm not going to be biased against this guy. But you can see the way they answer it. They've been hurt before. And they want to use this trial to get on this case, hijack it, and find your client guilty to make them feel good. I will tell you, there's people in juries that lick their lips like, oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. The same way that any criminal will
lick their lips,
look at you like a lick, like I'm about to get out of this car. This guy right here has a nice gold chain. I'm about to go get it. It's that same look that they have, that there's a target. There's a way for me to express my anger and take it out. And it's a legal way this time, right? And as a juror in the criminal justice system, it's a legal way to convict somebody. So me being an attorney, I have to be mindful of all that. So there are important questions, but also important observations that I make when I look at these jurors, because when they're chosen, I mean, they're not chosen, they're actually deselected. So you get rid of the people who are racist, who are biased against your client. And the only ones who are there. So who
get rid, like you specifically as the defense lawyer, get rid of them?
No. So me and the prosecutors, we have 10 strikes. So it's a game. Anybody's watching. Being an attorney and going to trial is like a basketball game or a boxing match. That's all it is. It's a game. And you have to choose and be strategically there the whole way, before, during, and after. Okay. So in this particular part of the trial, you have to get rid of people who are going to do harm to your client. And you can tell by the way they answer. They could look at your client and just be like this and just think.
I probably should have got drunk before this live. It's illegal to have an attorney and have an affinity for cola. We'll do anything you're to listen. We're only gonna listen to like 3 more minutes because I'm about to just pop off on here because I can't stand this.
There, you know, and you can ask about the background. Did you ever grow up with minorities in your school? How many minority friends do you have? How do you feel about rap music? Does it rub you a certain way? How do you feel about interracial dating? And sometimes they'll answer it. 100% they'll answer it with their nonverbal, but they won't answer it verbally, but you have to look at them non-verbally. If they show that they have some type of animosity towards just the subject you're talking about, you got to get rid of them. Because if you don't, your client, say goodbye. Because there are sometimes people get on the jury, they don't even care about the evidence. They don't even look at it. They don't need to look at the photos. They don't need to hear witness statements.
What's going on? Why are you moving in the chair like that?
The fact that they've been hurt before and they don't like the way your client looks, or they don't like the charge that your client has, is enough for them to convict. And that's dangerous. So there's more to just arguing this case. Like it's like you have to be on the swivel 24 hours constantly, because you have the prosecutors who's looking to get them on there, who's looking to get somebody.
So the prosecutor, the prosecutors that are prosecuting David, they're going to want to try to get those people, is what you're saying.
Hell yeah. Who wouldn't? If I was a prosecutor, I'd be looking for the most racist guy out there.
What the? I don't think this is like how you practice law.
Oh yeah? Your wife cheated on you with a black man? Oh, okay. We want that guy right there. We want that guy right there.
So you're a racist?
Oh, your granddaughter was robbed by a black guy? Oh yeah, we want that one right there. They will fight. I believe you. Strike. We only have 10. And sometimes you have to do the best you can, because you go to a county where everybody don't like your guy, don't like the way your guy looks. You got to do the best you can.
So after those 10, let's say after those 10, the 11th guy, you're real sketched out about him, but you're out of your 10 strike.
I'm pretty sure a bunch of your viewers, like people in the chat, they're in school right now, or they've been in school. Being a lawyer is like this. You will answer the questions on a test, and you will show the teacher that how you got to the answer, and it is the correct answer. 2 + 2 =
JMA, I'm not going to take educational advice from you. Sorry.
she's holding the scale.
Yeah.
That
fast forward a little bit.
oh fuck no, and just look at you.
What's going on with his mouth? Okay, I'm trying not to be mean.
Family, just based on what's the evidence that's there, and you can't force them. You can't show them and say, hey, you have to look at this. You have to look at this. No, they could just say, I don't want to look at that shit. I'm gonna vote guilty.
Oh, my bad.
And there's not a goddamn thing you could do about it. So that's the life here. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So imagine, Gideon, you're my client. Somebody doesn't like you for whatever reason because you have a horrible blue shirt. Imagine you're wearing a blue drag and you're wearing a blue do-rag and a blue shirt. Imagine if a blood was part of that jury and goes, oh, fuck no. And just look at you.
Yeah, no, that was suck.
What's going on with the jaw here? Like, I'm actually... Maybe I was once a bad, rebellious person. What's going on?
So that's the life here. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So imagine, Gideon, you're my client. Somebody doesn't like you for whatever reason because you have a horrible blue shirt. Imagine you're wearing a blue drag and you're wearing a blue do-rag and a blue shirt. Imagine if a blood was part of that jury and goes, oh, fuck no. And just look at you.
Yeah, no, that was suck. That was.
It's jaw jack. What is that? It's jaw jacking that booger sugar has way too much. Okay. I want to like call his dentist and be like, he might get like lockjaw, like TMJ.
Suck.
Oh yeah, big time. Big time. Oh, you shot my big homie? You look like the guy who shot my big homie. Oh, you going down.
But you know what? Everything, I'm gonna be honest. Everything you're saying about these jurors, all of that, I think everybody in the chat.
Did he do some lines before this live? Like, what's going on? Watch the mouth.
Everything, I'm gonna be honest. Everything you're saying about these jurors, all of that, I think everybody in the chat agrees with you on. But that's why we don't go off of our feelings. We look at the evidence.
Is he chewing gum?
But sometimes people don't look at the evidence.
Well, we're looking at the evidence of this David case, and we're all saying he's fucked. Like,
yeah, y'all are saying that, but y'all have no power to determine whether he's guilty or not because you're not part of that jury. That's what I'm saying.
But when the jury looks at that evidence, there is no way when the jury looks at that evidence, they're not.
What's in his mouth? Oh, he's chewing on like the pen or something.
Going to come to the same conclusion as us. There's no way.
You say that, and I agree with you. But the people in this jury, they have their own motives too. They've been hurt before. They've been through life.
So now, okay.
Have their own likes and dislikes. And you can't control that. God only controls that. And the only thing I can control is to see it during jury selection, to make sure that those people who hate my client for whatever reason cannot be there. They can't. And I'm going to fight whatever I can just to keep them off that and make sure that the people who are chosen are going to be somebody who is open to listen to all the evidence as they actually look at it.
So with all of this evidence stacking against David, there's no way you're going to try to get the best plea deal for him.
Fuck that. I'm not playing to shit. I don't play that plea game. I don't play that. Any prosecutor, any attorney who knows me, I don't play that. Hey, please, have mercy on this guy. No, we're fighting this. You understand me? We're fighting this from the beginning to the end. There is no surrender here. And that's
Evie, he does have a website. It's the one we were reading off earlier. He just says accepts credit cards. So I'd be curious to see how much he charges because I'm definitely not hiring you, dude.
That's how I always attack my cases. And that's why I get the results that I get because I don't play games.
No plea deal. It's either we win or we die on the sword.
My clients will hire me. Check this out. They're the ones who decide whether they take the plea or not. The plea has to be provided by the prosecutors. And it's my job to just be like, all right, dude, here's the plea. You want to take it or not? Here's a good reason of taking it. Here's a bad reason of taking it. Here, if you take this deal, this is what's going to happen to you. And sometimes what prosecutors like to do is they play cute games. And here's one game that I'll tell you that they play. They try to throw like a small amount of jail time on you. Actually, no jail time. They'll say, you know what? Tell your client no jail time. Just take this deal. And if he takes the deal, he might end up getting deported. So it's kind of like, they'll make it seem like it's really, really sweet, but it really isn't. Because remember, these are the ops. This is the government. This is the people who's trying to put you away for a long time. Okay, they're not your friends. In fact, they're the opposite of that. They want to kill you. They want you away from your family. So when I tell them, hey, look, it looks like a sweet deal, it's not. We got to fight this. So that's why when I go to trial, I make sure every prosecutor that comes across me, you're going to bleed a little bit. Or you're going to bleed a lot, because I'm going to make that trial really, really difficult for you.
I'm going to clip this and send it to Beth Silverman.
To win. And when you lose, you lost 5-10 days going to trial with me, and you lost it all.
So
everything is on
that prosecutor with the guy.
Dude, that's it. I can't. I won't play the whole clip just because copyright, but you guys can definitely go watch it all on his channel. It is Gideon Premium. It's like an hour long. We watched like 40 minutes of it. So anyways, that's what did I say his name was? Oh, 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆. I guess you're easy to forget, June. Let me go to the website. 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆, I am not hiring you, so don't ever expect that from me. I thought I shared it earlier. Didn't we go over it? Oh yeah, we did. Here we go. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, no, I didn't want to review the whole. I just wanted to show that and then share the Sloan video. The Sloan video is my favorite. I'm glad we watched all of that. Oh, here's the website. Please do not hire him. You're probably better off just hiring me. I'm not a lawyer, but I can pretend to be one. Elaine 𝗍𝗍𝗆𝗆, Houston, Texas. This is where I read that little paragraph. He also earned his Juris Doctorate from South Texas College of Law, Houston, where he developed his trial advocacy skills and deep understanding of criminal law. 𝗍𝗍𝗆 has built a massive following on TikTok after going viral for his bold, high-impact legal content. Okay, so he's one of those lawyers. Like, he's a social media horny dick riding dude, you know? Like, he just wants to like be involved. He's saying he would take David's case for free. Like, really, dude? Really? Like, really? You're really doing that? I'm so annoyed. Anyways, Sloan Bella, Gideon Premium. I'll link them down below if you want to go watch the rest of this. We watched the whole Sloan, but she does a lot of other cases too. And then as far as Gideon, he did the Steve Fisher interview. I did watch a live by him today with the streamer Hulu. HULLO. If you guys didn't know who that is, let me show you. It's important. It's important if you have like kids who are in the streaming gaming world. So Mason Hole, who goes by Hulu, HULLO, he got arrested today for CSAM. So a lot of these streamers online are involved in these dirty, demonic behaviors. He was arrested on May 6th. This 18-year-old was booked into the Sarasota County Jail and is facing 15 counts of possession of child sex abuse material. So he's a streamer. Yeah. You know. What to get out of this live? To get out of this live is that there could have been something spiritually going on with David. And 2, that a lot of these streamers are pedophiles. He's an 18-year-old with CSAM. 15 counts. He's on, I think, TikTok and like Twitch or Kick. I don't know. But just be careful is my warning. I know I'll be having probably an argument with my sister at some point this week. Maybe we'll do a members only because I know once I come telling her about Roblox, because my nephews are on there a lot, I'm sure she'll be like, we'll get into like a sister argument. Nonetheless, the internet can be a dangerous place. Amelie Wren. But no, I do. My nephew loves Roblox. And now I'm scared. If you don't know about like 764 and all that, we're going to be doing a live on that on Saturday. So 2 sleeps away, we will be covering 764. And it is a online predator cult, and it's very dark. So just be aware of that, I guess. And I hope that Celeste can rest in peace. I hope her soul is resting in peace, considering what happened to her. But shout out to Sloan Bella and Gideon for having those streams, and shout out to you guys for being here for almost 3 hours. Does your sisters come on here? No, I don't think so. Maybe like to watch, but I think we have to have a serious talk. 764 is horrible, right? I'm impressed that a lot of you guys know what that is. Conspiracies. Yes. My soul just hurts for her poor beautiful soul. Yeah. I got some court documents relating to the cult aspect of things, and that is a path I'm willing to go down on here. I'm into that stuff. I'm a very spiritual person. If you guys are into it, maybe we can make it a members only. Maybe we can include that during the weekly lives. Nonetheless, I'm into it. 764 is horrible, but it needs to be spoken about. I want to hear the cult theory. Oh, it's that one. Yeah. Just want to say hi, chat, and I hope, thank you, Kelly. We love you. Thank you for saying hi. Very dangerous. You just had me do 3 shots of listen, beautifully broken. It is not my fault, okay? Anyways, Lintonero, you're late. You get detention today. There are many cults out there. I know, but the ones that prey online, like I'm in Discord and I see what's happened on Discord and the lawsuits that have been filed against Discord recently. And I'm just shook. Like I always have been and will continue to be an advocate for children. I'm heavy on the crimes against children. I wish all of the people charged with child crimes could get the death penalty. I think that just passed in Florida, right? I think I saw something about that. I think it should be worldwide. I think that I will always want to be an advocate on my channel for children that are victims of rape, CSAM, grooming, industry-related grooming, familial grooming. It's a very real thing, and the children need us. So anyways, before I go on a rant, you have to be like me, spy on your children. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is detention. You're fine, Claudia. I appreciate you. I just like to give Lintonero a hard drive. Anyways, shout out to you guys. I did have another live. Someone asked if I had another live planned. I had Laura Owens. I don't know if I'll jump back on and do that, but if I do, internet can be good and bad. Too many sick people. Exactly. Anyways, if I'm back, it'll be with another live, or I think it was a Laura Owens live I had planned. If not, then I will see you guys tomorrow for more true crime. Sorry, I was like, oh, you're fine, Evie. If I do come back, it'll be either for an After Dark or Laura Owens, but we'll see. We'll see. I still love you, Millie, but my blood pressure went up. I know. Go watch Sloan Bella. She's good. She gets my mind off things. Anyways, shout out to you guys. Thank you to everyone who donated. Kim, La Karma, for the cash shops. Thank you. And then I saw when Edith became a new member, Lakeside, Hope, and it was Hope who gifted 2 memberships. Shout out to all of you guys. I will catch you on the next one, and shout out to all the replay viewers as well. Drop a comment, leave, or Leave a comment, drop a comment. It's sad how much the new generations judge themselves off for social media. Social media is toxic, dude. Even the people on here, like the trolls, the fake accounts. We're due for a Melly After Dark because I have my feelings to share. I do. I have some tea to drop. If you don't know what Melly After Darks, we get a little wild there. You need to bring your ID. You need to be of age. You like to drink, talk shit, talk true crime, lots of things. Anyways, make sure you're subbed up. I appreciate all of you guys for being here, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.